everyone, and welcome back to Dragonriders, a Song of the Damned. My name is Peter, or PB. I am your Dungeon Master. I am joined by Alex, who plays Lufthaven, Tommy, who plays Sorrows, who's once again moved his fucking camera, but he is in shot, so whatever. It looks dumb, but I can't be bothered to move it. Samo, who plays Moog, and Agis, played by Calum. Previously, y'all have been somewhat preparing for war, but not really. But you were invited to a parley with the King of Viress, the kingdom you're currently in, who has come with an army looking to reclaim Oris, the city that you're currently occupying the palace of. King Lucilius thought that he would probably be able to talk you into standing down, because he brought to him some members of Aasimar, specifically Inquisitors. Specifically, as far as Inquisitors go, Zebeth, the head of the Dragonriders, the head of the Inquisitors. Unfortunately for him, and maybe unfortunately for you, it depends where you kind of land on that one, Zebeth was uninterested in helping to support Viress. Instead, explaining that Celeste is prophesized to cause the fall of a great kingdom, and Zebeth being like, well, fuck it, if you cause the end of the Kingdom of Viress, then that prophecy doesn't apply to Aasimar anymore. So he's basically trying to use Viress as fodder for a prophecy. And so he was like, we're not going to help, and knowing you lot, you're still going to tear each other apart in war, because you're not going to trust each other to not do that. So have fun doing that. Bye-bye. And he noped out of there. You have now returned to Oris, and I don't think we did any scenes back at Oris, so we'll pick it up as you get back to the palace then. Alright. You arrive back in the palace. What do you guys want to do? You went to the camp with, it was Sorrows, Agis, and Celeste, wasn't it?
And die.
And die, yes.
How pissed does Celeste look? Because I kind of didn't. As soon as the king got mad, I was like, okay, time to go. Not even like ask. I just sort of did it out of my own initiative.
Yeah, you teleported out of there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll me an insight check.
Okay. Because I think I tried to roll insight and then just was like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna get any more productive.
Yeah.
It looks like he's kind of reeling from it. Pissed wouldn't necessarily be the word. Definitely taut, jaw clenched. But yeah, not necessarily angry so much as like, oh fuck, where do we go from here?
Certainly an enlightening talk.
Anyone who wants to be present for this conversation, by the way, teleportation spells tend to be quite bright and loud, so you can hear it out in the courtyard, or if it was in the palace halls itself, then yeah, point it being you can come and be present for this conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, you could say that to Celeste.
Main thing is we got out unscathed.
For now, says Danny. He has his eyes closed, and you get the sense that he's not like fully present for the conversation.
It's safe to say that despite prophecy, he will still try his luck.
Well, we at least know he's alone now.
I wouldn't say alone, it's Celeste.
You know what I mean.
They still have an army.
And hopefully so will we when the orcs come.
What was the ETA on the orcs?
Like a week
Uh,
from now, I think.
Soon, TM.
Yeah, more than a week.
More than a week.
So we need to buy time. Perhaps we could attempt to sabotage.
Sabotage how? Celeste.
Well, we've seen their camp. It's safe to say that they're gonna have preparations before laying siege to us. If we can slow them down somehow, then perhaps, just perhaps, the orcs may arrive when we need them.
I don't want vagaries from you. I want specifics. Sabotage how, slow them down.
I know just as much as you right now. We need more intel. I would suggest getting some of the flight-capable members of our group to see what they can find out.
Don't know about you two, but witnessing the king's little outburst tells me he's quite an impulsive man. So if an attack's going to come, it's going to be sooner rather than later.
Agreed. But that can be played in our favor if he's desperate. It may be worth building a trap.
I think a few more traps would do the trick.
Everyone does the white Jesus jump scare thing with Moog suddenly being in the conversation.
I'm just standing, I'm chilling. Just looking through my spellbook.
I think the one thing we do need to look into more is talking to the town. It's very
Did they-
inevitable that there'll be a siege at least. Having their full support will definitely help. Not asking them to fight with us, but just make sure that we can mitigate as much damage as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, we did see siege weapons, right?
Yes, they have. Not
Okay.
all of them fully constructed, but yes, they have siege weaponry.
Okay.
What is the opinion on the thoughts of sending flyers to scout out for weak points? Things to sabotage.
I don't see a problem with it, but I don't want to consolidate all of our resources into doing it.
I'll look at Celeste.
He kind of gives a non-committal shrug.
The way I see it, there's three main things or avenues we could go down. One is to strike before they're organized and sabotage them, as Zoro says. Another is to bolster the town's defenses, dig in for a siege, and the other one is to get the town on our side to help out.
While I would like to see the town on our side, they have not been receptive to our methods this far.
That is true. However, we have just had a conversation with their king. And I believe we did bring up about how they treat this town. And his response was not in their favor.
They may ask for proof, is my concern. But no doubt the king shall show his hand when he is here. Sowing seeds of doubt could pay fruitful when he does.
Time's correct, right, Pete? It's sort of afternoon time.
It is... Yeah, about 2:30.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what anyone else got matters to attend to.
I'm free.
Yeah, I'll head off. I don't want to make a decision, but I have laid out possible options, I guess.
Okay.
But it was very clear of what I was leaning towards with trying to help the town.
So, what do you want to do then, Calum?
I'll head back to my room because I've got a lot of downtime stuff that I wanted to sort out.
Okay.
Or a few downtime things I wanted to get sorted out. I take it there's a town hall or like some sort of place that could be easier to grab, like, you know, amass the people.
Yeah, there's a town hall that is connected to the market square, like the main market, so... The steps of the town hall is probably a pretty decent place.
I might head there closer to the evening time then.
Is there any chance I know if there's like a big, I don't know, strong alcohol cellar in this palace?
There is a lot of wine, yeah.
Something a bit
Prisoners
more,
are.
Explosive?
You can go and roll me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Which you're still rolling privately.
Sorry? Public? It's a 14.
There's some brandy.
How many barrels, roughly?
Roll me a luck roll, so just a d20.
Uh,
Yeah, a decent amount. Not an amazing number, but not a tiny amount either.
okay.
What about you, Luft? What are you up to?
I'm not really too sure because I mean I've basically pretty much all I've been doing is going around helping the town. I don't know if could I like roll anything to see what might come in handy when preparing for a siege.
Yeah.
So one thing I do remember we did do is because we're chill with the criminal gang, we do have access to like an underground area, so we can get stuff in and out if we are besieged.
Yep.
Right.
So the main thing I'm trying to hope to do with get massing the town on our sides is get them at least organized enough where if it is looking bad and a lot of shit is going to hit the fan, we can have a way to get them safely out.
In actual fact, what I might do, because I have the Outlander background, is could I go out and start basically just collecting and stockpiling as much food and stuff as I can, just in case we get, like locked in the town and they try and win us in or beat us by a war of attrition.
You can, if you're doing that on your own, you're basically only going to be able to maybe effectively get enough for your party.
Oh, right, okay. In that case, no, I don't know. I'll just sleep, I guess. Got a big battle coming up.
Alrighty. And Saras, what are you up to?
How are my barricades looking?
You're about a third done for the palace.
Yeah. Suppose I'll work on defenses for the palace for now.
Okie doke. So that will be a couple of days of what Saras is doing then. let's just get that out of the way. So I need you. Yeah, I need you to make me 2 more athletics checks.
Okay.
Okie doke. All right.
21.
You've successfully completed building up the barricades around the palace.
Fantastic.
That'll take 4 days more work, though, so that's you for the next 4 days.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. Let's circle back round to Agis then. What are you doing? So you're going to the town hall, bringing anyone with you?
Yeah, I will mention it to Diane Celeste at the very least, and I also want to take Tarek is from here, right? Or is he a traveler?
Yeah, no, he's from here.
He's from here. I'll take him along, and I will see if Luft would also like to join.
Sure.
Mainly because if you
Before-
have been doing stuff for the townspeople, it'd be nice to have you there as like a, hey, you can vouch for us.
Before you do take Luft, I would like a word
No,
with
he's
him as
mine.
well, actually. Before you
Everyone's a piece of the man, man.
popular man.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably just find me napping on and off in my room, I suppose. Whoever wants to get to me first.
I thought you'd be asleep on the
race.
dragon.
No, I imagine Dragon is busy, like, preparing with Celeste at the moment.
All right, I don't mind who speaks to him first then.
It'd probably be you, Sorrows.
Luft. May I have a word?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
Noticed you heading out and helping the people. It's safe to say that you have the best rapport with them than any of us here. Especially with your prior time here before we arrived. I've been working on defenses for the palace. I figured one thing worthy of keeping them safe when the king arrives is allowing the passage inside to stay safe. You may be the best person to bring that news.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure I can do that.
Excellent.
So what exactly am I telling them?
Well, it may be best to go over the details with Agis. But as long as they know where they can go, should they need safety, that is what it's important.
Okay. Yep, I can do that. Obviously, we should probably be a little careful who we're telling, just in case they they may have someone on the inside.
You must be careful.
Okay, will do.
I shall leave you to it.
Right, you are. See you later.
get back to my crafting.
And then once I've had that conversation, I'll sort of I'll start getting myself ready and everything again, and then I'll head out and then probably bump into Agis.
Yeah, you'll probably find me talking to Celeste and Di to see if they want to come. Or at the very least, one of them.
Yeah, I'll just sort of join mid-conversation then, I guess. Hello?
Ah, look, just the man. I was just talking to these two here. I'm sure they're there. Putting together just a few people to go to the town hall, try and gather up some of the more influential locals, try and get some sort of organization going for if there is a siege.
Yeah, that works well with my plans, actually, because Sorrels had said that we should start telling the citizens about an escape exit or an escape plan.
Sounds good. Well, if you care to join us, I'm happy to have you.
Yeah, I'll tag along. Obviously I haven't been round to everyone in town, but I've helped a few people out, so I'm sure we can sort something out.
At the very least, you can help vouch for what we're saying is truthful.
Yeah. Whether they'll buy that or not, or even care, is a different story, but I suppose we'll find out.
Well, are any of them two coming?
Yes, they will come with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Di will come with, and Tarek will come with. Celeste is going to stay behind.
Yep, that's fine. I thought I'd ask both of them because if Celeste wasn't going to come, at least Di, who will probably speak on his behalf. Or some bullshit, he's like.
All right, so you head down to the city hall then.
Yes.
The marketplace is bustling. Multiple kind of tents and stalls around. There are, shops that are actually in buildings around the perimeter, but for the most part, this is like just a large kind of town square that's turned into a huge market of different coloured, as say, tents and tarps. It's got kind of this myriad. It almost looks like you're walking into a carnival with how brightly coloured it is. You can smell sizzling meat. You can hear people screaming, but what they're selling, not in terror. Children running around, playing tag and what have you. What do you do?
I will look around for a bit to find out, or get a lay of the place to figure out where and who the right people to talk to are.
So sorry, do you want to have like private conversations with people then?
Could I possibly request rolling an investigation with advantage, trying to find people maybe that I've helped that would be worth talking to?
Sure.
I mean, I think I'd get it with advantage anyway because of my goggles, but didn't really help because I've got +0, but not bad.
All right. Yeah, for starters, you see a banker that you've helped before. And you also see a couple of like more prolific merchants that you've helped before in the square.
Okay, I'll just say. All right. Well, I've helped a couple of merchants. We may be able to get their assistance in getting supplies and weapons and what have you. Otherwise, I've also helped a banker, though I'm not really too sure how he could help too much, other than maybe bankrolling the siege efforts. But they're the options, at least.
Well, I'd have to say, go who you trust most.
I mean, the merchants would probably come in most handy, but obviously, even if we get supplies and stuff like that, we're still going to need the manpower to use all of it. So, I'm not really too sure. I mean, we can always just ask these people, at least, if they know anyone else that would be willing to help, but again, we'll have to see. It's a risk either way. I mean, we may come away with something or nothing.
It'll be a risk that we have to take. At the end of the day, it's up to you. I don't know if you want to roll an insight for who, when you were helping them, who you think would be better. Because
sorry. I was laughing at the picture Pete put in the chat.
Oh, what the fuck did he put? Ah, yes. That is true.
I was just imagining him finish up speaking. Like, I literally finished speaking and then saw that, and I was like, I just imagine that's how he was like looking immediately after he finished speaking. Now,
Yeah, just turns around to Agis, and Agis is just like, "Oh yeah, that's what you look like."
Flavor of autism he got.
Yeah. Am I able to roll an insight to see which may be more useful?
Sure.
Yikes.
Use your best judgment.
I mean, fuck it. I feel like the banker probably isn't the best option, so let's just go to him first, because he could be a wild card.
Alright. You walk over to a dwarven banker who you once basically managed to save from being robbed. So, you know, got him right in his heart. His money.
Well, just quickly, actually, because I apologize for butting it, but Tarek does live here.
Mm-hmm.
So does he have any opinions on who would be going to? Would he be like, nah, man, don't trust the banks?
I'll have him roll an insight.
Yeah, because we don't have history, but if he's lived here for a while and been like, yeah, the banks are crooks, man. don't fucking trust them.
Technically, we're the government now. We own the bank.
We don't really.
He doesn't pipe up.
I don't know.
And you decide to go over to the bank.
So he doesn't protest?
No.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
So yeah, you walk over to this banker then, who's a dark-skinned dwarf, who's got the kind of classic, should really be shaving the sides of his head, amount of hair left going around the edge, and a beard which is disconnected from that hairstyle. Looks terrible. The mustache, however, is waxed and curled up. He clearly does give a shit about his mustache, and the beard goes down to around about his midsection. Yes, can I help you? Oh, it's you, he says as he recognizes you, Luft.
Hiya, how you doing?
Not too bad. Business is, well, slower than normal, but can't complain, he says with a smile.
Right, well, look, we don't want to keep you for too long, but my friends here, and I promise I'll vouch for them. And honestly, there's no pressure. Just want you to hear them out. They have some things that they want to talk to you about.
Very well. He turns to look at you, Agis.
Did he introduce himself?
He did not.
Excellent. Well, good afternoon. I am Agis. This is my companion, Di. We are part of the group that currently occupy the palace.
Oh, fascinating, he says, cocking an eyebrow over at Luft.
Indeed. I don't want to put words into our mouth here for what I'm trying to convey, but best way to describe it. It may not seem like it, but the reason for the occupation has been for good intentions.
Sorry,
As
I just went to send a fucking chat message, and the issue with Discord reading OBS as a video game is once again affecting me because now all of your dumb faces are covering my chat window.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Emmy. Hi, welcome to chat. I can't type in chat anymore while in a video call with people.
You're locked in here with us.
Yeah, it's the worst. Sorry, continue.
We have heard and we have seen under your previous king's rule how what's the best word to try and use here? I don't want to say cruel. How
Complacent.
Yeah, thank you. Complacent. His rule was. And as you might have heard from rumors and such, he's amassed a retaliation force to try and take back the town.
Indeed.
Believe us, we don't want to fight. We even went to peace talks. Try and smooth the issue over. But didn't go as well as we hoped.
And so what, you now are looking for financial support if you're going to fight off this invasion?
Not so much financial support, but we're thinking more about the people of the town. Exactly. You understand? We want to try and at least organize the town for if
Sorry, I just realized something. You know how that whole my people thing,
yeah.
it stemmed from Tommy being not present for a couple of sessions and us making a joke that he was like an action figure when he was AFK?
Yeah.
I've got a Hero Forge model for him. I could legit buy the 3D model for that and then print it.
Just have it like that.
That's fucking sick.
That's crazy. Yeah, we're trying to mitigate the loss of life of the town as much as possible. So we would rather be honest and candid with you and try and set passages for you guys to be safe.
Quick exits then.
Exits or areas of fortification or defense.
Okay. So where do I come in?
We came here to look for influential people that could at least get other people to listen to us, to be able to bring other people closer. You know, spread the word and also seal our validity in what we're trying to say and what we're trying to do for you guys.
He nods his head and strokes his beard, clearly contemplating weighing up the options here.
By all means, we're not asking you to help fight or anything like this, like that.
And believe me, I wouldn't have brought them here to you if I didn't believe in what they were saying. I've already seen the good that they've done, and I truly believe that everyone's lives here will be better, like, if we see this through.
Roll me a fucking deception check.
You witnessed a man murder another man.
I also have seen the takedown of a necromantic cult.
Yeah, I'm just giving you shit, don't worry.
I'd like to think it just like smash cut to Sorrow's just absolutely putting an axe on a guy.
An assassin.
Yeah,
Still
to
a
be
guy,
fair, it's all
still a random guy.
like he wouldn't know. Oh, if I said, oh yeah, I witnessed one of them kill like an unarmed man, like while he threw down his weapon honorably. Yeah, that probably comes across a bit bad. But if I was like, oh yeah, one of them like killed an assassin that tried to kill one of us, probably comes across a bit better.
He is doing politics, Alex. No, it's okay. It's okay. He was a murderer.
Hey man, it's D&D. If I want to play a villain, I can.
Yeah, fair. Cool. Alright, roll me a persuasion check then.
Me or Calum?
One of you can roll and the other one can assist, thus giving them advantage.
I'll roll. I don't know how good you are at persuading, but
Yeah, you roll.
okay.
Was that with advantage?
Yeah, roll with advantage, you silly goose.
Oh wait, actually, hang on a second. I need to check something. I need to check something because I feel like I've just made a horrible mistake. Okay, no, that's fine. It's Charisma saving throws. I have disadvantage on Charisma saving throws.
Is that from your mutagen?
Yeah. I needed to make sure it wasn't checks as well, because I was about to say. Right, there you go. That's an advantage. 18. Oh, fuck.
Very nice. Oh wait, that was perception. Is it the same number?
Oh, yes, it is
yes,
actually.
But
Oh,
you silly goose.
Yeah, thank you. They're both the same number, that's why. And they're right next to each other. Nearly.
Very
Don't
well.
fact check that.
What can I do to assist?
As I said, I want to try and amass influential people, maybe of different what do you call them? Different groups. Try and reach out to as many people as possible, just to get stuff organized for if worst comes to worst.
So, if I put together a little gala or something, maybe?
And call it a gala, just we're asking you for your influence, I guess.
A gala would do
Your
nicely, yeah.
Your connections. I don't know. Gala sounds very prestigious. Just a formal meeting.
Gets all the big names there, though. Especially if you do it under serious pretenses, they may not show up because they may get anxious.
We also want to make sure that everyone gets out, including those that don't have voices.
Sure, but if we manage to get them on board as well, then they can also be like our friend here and help spread the word.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if that picked up. I did agree.
Yeah, it picked up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Pete still putting funny shit in chat. Stop it, Pete.
I made the My People action figure, and then I also made it a sticker.
You know that like famous like illustration of like the sort of body with all the like arms coming out, like
Da Vinci's
yeah,
Man.
the Da Vinci thing. I want that, but with sorrows.
It's closer to Samo though, considering Samo likes to turn into a spider and get milked.
I make everything about
Get
Spider-Man.
milked. Get milked, idiot.
I think that's what Samo's going to spend all of his time preparing for the siege is just getting milked.
Yeah.
I'm having a proper fucking
Cannon.
milk session.
Milk
I
me
didn't
up,
say
bros.
those words.
Does Moke have a goon buddy yet, or?
I
I didn't
mean,
say these words.
the Ruined helped him out once, right?
Cease.
Let's say
Bro,
the Ruined is the closest
there-
thing he has to that.
The Ruined was everyone's goon buddy, let's be honest.
Calum,
Yeah, he was a little slut.
Yeah,
That's
guys,
true.
guys, we're making Calum uncomfortable, and I hate to make my little subbies uncomfortable. All right, so
I'm not. It's just. Stop it. Stop this degeneracy. I want to play D&D.
Hey, listen, it's an in-game mechanic.
The goon
spiders.
system.
No, of milking
Oh.
spiders. It's a real thing.
Oh, kill me now.
the temptation to run a superhero campaign just so you can beat up a supervillain's goons, but then every time someone talks about them being gooners, it's just like it's thoroughly confusing.
Yeah, the word has been ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
I miss when it used to mean legally kidnapping teenagers.
Was that the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before on,
Yeah.
on D&D.
Please, for the love of God, stop.
Yeah, well.
All right. So the banker agrees to put together a gala for you all, and Let's be clear. I don't think he said I missed when we were allowed to kidnap kids. I think he said he missed when the word used to mean that.
Yes, no, I did not say that.
Oh, damn it.
A form of legal kidnapping in which troubled teenagers are forcefully transported to boot camps, boarding schools, wilderness therapy, or similar rehabilitation facilities, often conducted by a group of intimidating men, goons, under cover of darkness. It is the old definition of it.
It is
D&D
indeed.
couldn't be educational.
Yeah. The only problem with that is that absolutely kind of sounds like that probably happened in America with what's the word? Conversion therapy, and that's pretty.
Yeah, I think that's
probably
I
where
think
the word
that's
specifically
yeah.
comes from. It's just the definition of it doesn't mention that, but I can't think of many other reasons why people would be legally kidnapping teenagers. So yeah.
I know that shit also happened in China with like those children boot camps, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways. Wait, no, you know what? We're not going to go down that rabbit hole that I just thought of.
Yeah, please don't. I want to play D&D to forget the horrors of the world.
I was
No,
just thinking
please do.
about the fact that Celeste was technically 17 when he got kidnapped. And technically it was legal. So,
Wait, Celeste got gooned?
yeah, I
No.
guess so. I guess so. Alrighty. Yeah, they agreed to make the gala for you. They are going to be able to organize that gala in... yeah, sure. Roll me a D8 Agis, and you want low, not high.
Ugh. Whammies, 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 whammies.
All right, the gala will be able to be organized and held within 3 days.
Okay. That's something.
Do we have 3 days?
You don't know. You don't know when the invasion's going to happen.
But to be fair, the earlier they attack, the less time of preparation they have.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
But at the same time, they've also been preparing for a while.
That is also true.
True. But I feel like also setting up camp and getting settled in already takes like a decent amount of time.
I'll say this much: they definitely
Yeah, that's
have,
probably preparing, isn't it?
they definitely have the equipment and what have you for a siege, but they didn't have like siege towers constructed or anything yet, because you wouldn't travel halfway across the kingdom with your siege towers intact. You'd have them essentially IKEA flat packs and then
Hell yeah.
construct them. So
But we haven't seen. They're not up yet. Still.
correct, yeah. Other things
And do
are,
we
they've
know,
got, like
like-
blisters and trebuchets ready, but not siege towers. So that at least gives you a couple of days. They're not going to invade the city
Oh, right,
or
okay.
anything, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. The only other issue is they have dragons as well.
No,
So they
they
could
don't.
also.
Oh, they don't.
Oh
There's
no, they
Mori
don't.
More.
Back down.
Yeah.
That's our big advantage. But they don't have those.
In fact, we could also just like. Actually, no.
No,
Alex
we're not
really
gonna send
wants
the
to-
dragon out.
Yeah, Alex really wants to suggest just sending the dragon out and just burning the camp down. But yeah, Luft is like, no, don't send dragon. It's not safe.
All right. You doing anything else at the market square right now?
I mean, if he's setting that up,
I mean, we may as well go and speak to the merchants as well.
we can do. I'm not opposed to do that. If anything, they can at least help organize the. I mean, they'll probably find out anyway. But I'm happy to try.
All right. How do you want to approach that then?
Luft's got this one.
All right. How do you want to approach
So
that?
who- Okay. I will walk up and say, how did I help these people?
I'll leave that up to you.
One of them fell over and was like, "Oh, my back!" And I helped him up and then helped him finish carrying the rest of the boxes
All right.
and sat and chatted with him for a bit
Cool.
as he told me stories of the olden days.
You find a withered old prune of a merchant. You recognize him as the man you helped carry some boxes.
Oh, hiya, Jim.
Who? What's his name?
Jim.
Jim? Alright, cool. Hi, my name's James Kennedy, but my friends call me Jim. I'm a genius boy, medical mystery for
Oh no, I've started it.
I cast ninth level fireball.
Alright, you walk up to this old prune of a man and say hi, Jim, and he goes, "Oh, hello." You
Listen.
wanna buy some beans? We've got lots of beans in stock. He gestures at the beans that he has in different trays on his stall.
Yeah, sure.
We don't need
I'll
to
buy a
ration
bag
our
of
beans
beans.
anymore. Back in my day, we had to ration our beans. We don't have to ration our beans anymore. You can buy all the beans you want right here.
Well, that's the problem, Jim. You may need to ration again soon because we're going to war, you see.
Who are we going to war with?
We're going to war with the previous occupiers of this palace.
With the tieflings. Those horned devils.
Oh,
Whoa,
damn,
whoa,
down.
whoa, whoa.
Jim,
None of
calm
that
down.
now.
Calm down now, Jesus.
I'm sick of those bloody horned devils coming down from the mountains.
No,
and
no,
trying
no,
to
no,
kill
no,
us.
it's not. No, it's not them. Bloody
Jim's a
hell.
little bit too OG right now.
I say we just
Jim, I
we,
think-
we just go and purge them. Alchemist
No.
fire, just float. Oh wait, they're resistant to
Oh,
fire, those damn
whoa.
unnatural horned creatures.
Okay,
They say
maybe I do
they're
cast
from
my
Hellfire,
fireball.
you know.
Um.
Demon spawn.
How old is Jim?
He looks to be about 200. He is human.
Jesus fucking Christ, Jim, calm down.
I don't know
Yeah.
if this is
Poor
possible,
guy.
but can I
Cast Cure Racism.
oh no.
Yeah, can I indeed do that? Is it a curse? Can I remove curse? where's oh fuck, where is it? I don't know. I don't think I've got a healing spell big enough to do that.
I need to fucking wish spell.
Yeah. Where's Obeyed? Maybe his power can stop.
He breaks the staff over trying to cure racism. It's a lofty goal.
Maybe it's like Dispel Magic or some shit.
Oh man, I was trying to see if there was some way I could just like. I was thinking I might be able to use my druid craft to just like create a whisper or something like near his ear that I could use to just like try and convince him to do something for us, but I don't think I can do that with druid craft.
Okay. As you're contemplating that and he's going on about his roundabout tieflings, he goes underneath his stall and tries to lift up a great axe, which then slams into the ground. He goes with it because he's not strong enough anymore to lift it. Don't worry. I used to be a mighty warrior. I took this from a tiefling chieftain that I murdered in his sleep.
Why does this
Oh.
200-year-old fucking dude have a great axe under his chair?
It's equivalent to a shotgun.
Well-
I'll lean over to die and be like, I'm glad we visited the bank first.
Can I like have a closer look at the great axe and see if there's anything special about it?
It appears to be a standard great axe.
Okay. I thought it was just. I thought this like busted old man just had this insanely OP sword or,
He's
axe
actually
or something.
so racist that it turned the axe magical. It does bonus damage to tieflings. It's called Old Racist Man Axe. It just
Wait.
does more damage to.
Wait,
Ye
Why
old
would it-
coot.
why would a tiefling chieftain have like an axe that deals more damage to tieflings?
Like,
No,
I don't
he-
think you
he
heard me. I
poured
said
his
he was
malice
so
into
racist that he poured
Oh.
it into. You know what I mean?
He's like channeling the power. I see.
Mhm.
I see.
Yeah.
Channeling his inner racism.
Oh
Man's created the first right-wing Horcrux.
And I'm gonna lift this axe up. We're gonna go kill all those tieflings. Where's the capital shitty called? We can take it.
Soros is not there for that, right?
Soros is back
I'm
at the
glad
palace
Soros
building
is-
barricades.
Okay, good.
If Soros was here, Jim would think he'd be getting his fucking place robbed. Fucking Jesus.
I'll just look at him and be like, "All right, well, good luck with that, Jim." And then I'll just sort of like turn and look at Agis and just be like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, I'm happy to fucking walk away from this encounter. Fucking, I ain't touching that shit with yard pole. I ain't doing
Bro.
fucking shit.
We need Jim and Sundered Empire. He needs a return.
The fuck we do?
Alright, you walk away from Jim and his market stall of beans.
I imagine he's still just like yelling into thin air, just shaking his fist.
I really hope Bluff looks really embarrassed as I look over to him and go, "So that was one of your options, huh?"
I did say we could come away with something or nothing.
That certainly
I
was
feel
something.
like that was still something.
Wait, you got a bag of beans, right? So you did get something out of it.
He didn't.
I don't think he actually let me purchase the bag
No,
of beans because he
no,
just
got
started
distracted about
speaking.
tieflings.
Oh, never mind. All right.
Certainly was something.
Well, at least we got the banker on side.
It's a good
I just
win.
hope he's not at the gala.
I don't think he'd make it.
I thought we were talking about the bean guy moment there. This is Tarek. He doesn't quite seem like the Gala sort.
Who knows? I've never been to a gala, so they might like beans.
Maybe. It depends, I guess, on who's going to be catering. Alright, anything else you want to try and do at the market square?
I don't know if they're all like him.
Um, I mean, well, there is one other option that we can try, but I'm not too sure how it's going to go. It's only been a couple of days, so don't know if much would have changed in that time. But we could also go back to the arena, see if we could get any more help there. Now we know a little bit more about what we're fighting against. We've already been through a few things in town. As I said to the banker, we dismantled someone who was trying to delve into necromancy and foul magics. Whether you agree with that or not, I feel like a lot of the general populace will probably see that as a good thing to be taken care of. And if it shows that we're already making improvements, they may be more willing to help.
It's an idea. Wouldn't you prefer more martially adept people to go there? I assume they're not big on politics. More, talk with your fists.
Yeah, maybe a good idea to bring Sorrows along. After all, they also have a giant, and I've already fought one-on-one. It may be nice just to see two giants going at it.
Right, well.
I mean, it is Pride Month, so that makes sense.
Hell yeah, brother! Or I want it to be a Turkish, the Turkish oil fight? Oil fighting. That's what I want it to be.
General
But yeah,
Kirby.
I'm happy to head back to the palace.
Yeah,
Alright.
me too.
Moog, what were you up to?
He's
I
milking me.
was gonna transport, like, would I find any free cards anywhere that nobody's using? Maybe in the back of the palace somewhere, like 2 or 3 cards, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Then I would like to, depending on how many cards I find, like 2 or 3, I would split those barrels that I found on those cards, and I would park them next to the, like, still inside the palace, but next to the entrances, basically.
Okay.
I'll just park them there. And since that, I assume, wouldn't take too long, at least.
Moog setting up IEDs, I understand.
Wait, what does he have?
IEDs.
I don't know what that is.
Improvised explosive device.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what that is. And then I'll wait for the big group to come back. So that's left Celeste,
Damn.
Agis.
Moog's just going to try and kill all of you in one fell swoop.
Yes. I am readying Wall of Fire. Okay. No, I'm waiting on them to ask them a question because I had an idea, but I want people's input first.
Alright. So, Moog spends the next couple of hours doing that, while Luft and Agis, Dai, and Tarek are in the market square dealing with Jimothy. And Sorrows is doing that scene from Red Dead Redemption 2's epilogue where you're building a house.
Yeah, I had the exact same picture in my head, to be honest.
But also the scene where you're getting constantly attacked by the mountain lion.
Oh,
I was just about to say. I was just about to say, where the fuck's the mountain lion?
I'm pretty sure that video is modded. Unfortunately, I don't think they can actually have
Yes,
a
it
good
is,
scene,
yeah.
but it's still fucking funny. All right, Moog, you wait until the rest of the group get back.
Yeah, I assume they walk into the palace at some point, and I'm probably directing this question at Celeste, but
Oh,
considering
Celeste was
I'm
at
throwing
the
this-
palace the entire time, my dude.
Yeah, but okay, I would still like for everyone to be there. But I'll still direct the question to him, but I appreciate input from everyone. I'll... Wait, before I ask this question, I've been there, right? And I've been in bird form, so I assume I got, like, the best view of the entire place.
Sure.
Would I have seen, like, a construction area where stuff was getting built, like the siege towers, for example, or was that, like, kind of all over the place?
Sure, I'd say it makes sense for there to be like an area dedicated to constructing those things.
All right. In that case, so I was thinking of how I could get us perhaps a little bit more time. I could, if people agree with me doing this, try and, well, slow down their production by basically burning everything down.
That would definitely be handy.
Ethereal nods.
How would you propose doing that?
I mean, same way I did it before, I suppose. Fly in during the night, probably, when most people are asleep. Try and set a little fire, or a big one perhaps, and just fly off again. Before anyone even notices what's happening.
If we're able to get a couple of people to go in stealthily, we could probably try and start a couple of different fires or a distraction to get them away from one fire so that it just gets out of hand before they get a chance to do anything about it.
There's one thing worth noting, says Shirodani. Most siege equipment would be treated similar to ships to try and prevent fires. It's not impossible, but it's not going to be as simple as just, setting scrub on fire or something. Which means you're
I was
probably going to
thinking
need... Yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
I was thinking of something, well, bigger. Like, I'm not just gonna throw a match at it.
Sure, but if you're flying in, then you're not going to be able to carry much on you, right?
I was thinking more of a spell.
Then my point still stands. It might require... He gestures over at the brandy. A stimulant to help it burn. Which means just flying in, flying out might not be successful. Still worth a shot, I suppose. But if you want to ensure that it burns, then it burns hard.
How big of an explosion would one barrel of brandy have? Would that already be like...
It's not so much that it would be
decent?
a massive, massive explosion. It's that then wherever the brandy was spilled, that's fuel that would then be on fire.
Yeah.
So it
Good
keeps
point.
something that is potentially treated against burning on fire regardless. And to be clear,
This might seem...
siege
Yeah.
towers and such like can absolutely be set on fire. It's just that you putting like a wall of fire doesn't instantly, or a fireball, whatever,
Yeah.
doesn't instantly guarantee that it will just burn to a cinder, sort of thing.
Yeah. Super odd question, but it does get important. Are there handles on those barrels? Like if someone would, for example, turn into a griffin, for example, could they carry two or just one?
I don't think barrels tend to have handles because they tend to be like rolled and what have you. So I'm gonna go with no. But you could potentially like get like netting or whatever around it. Like there are ways around it, but yeah, I don't think it would have handles by rote.
I mean, if everyone is fine with me doing this, then that would probably go out tonight.
Don't know how Calum or Agis would feel about this idea, but we could put all the barrels of brandy in the bag of holding, give it to Moog so that he can just like fly them in, place them around, and then zip back out, zip zap zop kablooey.
You give your players a bag of holding and they take a mile.
Wait,
It's just
That's such a good point. I have a bag of holding.
I was gonna say I'm gonna roll a fucking perception called I know he has a bag of holding already, so
Yes.
no,
Oh,
he's
he
not
does.
touching my one.
That's such a good point.
you give your
I
players
take
two
it
bags of holding and they take a fucking mile.
No,
I
that's such
take
a
it
good
back
point.
then. Samo can use his bag of holding to just take all the barrels of
That
brandy.
is such a good idea.
I have, I respect my bag of holding, Pete, and I would not do that.
Hey, Luft, do you actually make that suggestion to Moog?
Yeah, sure.
Have a point of inspiration.
Yes, thank you, man.
Thank
This
you.
is
I think
smart
I have
idea.
3 already, though.
Yeah.
You do. Well, get fucked, you fucking inspired nerd.
You're giving me a 10.
Quick, roll an acrobatics
Um,
check to see if you can do a flip. With the
Yeah.
just pulls out that great advice and then does a flip.
Luft quickly does his roll to see how big his dick is, and then
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
Then in theory, how many would actually fit into my bag of holding? There's hardly anything in there.
a lot.
Actually, I say that.
A lot would fit in there because the fucking bag of holding. Right. A barrel can hold 50 gallons of liquid. Okay, hold on. We gotta do conversion math right here. Isn't that everyone's favorite thing in D&D is when you gotta do maths? Right.
I love math.
Unless it hold on. Bag of holding might already say it doesn't say in liquid form. That would be unfortunate. Alright, so bag of holding can hold up to 500 pounds. 500 pounds. Everyone remember 500 pounds.
500, yeah.
Barrels can hold 40 gallons. So what is 40 gallons in pounds? 40 gallons in pounds.
It depends on how dense the liquid is.
Fuck you.
You're asking, I'm telling.
1 gallon of water weighs approximately...
Yeah, but it's not water, is it? It's brandy.
Okay, fuck, how dense is brandy?
You wanted to go down this road, Pete.
How much does brandy weigh? Brandy, 1 metric. Okay, so we've got 1 metric cup. Here we go. Here we go.
Now you gotta convert cup. You gotta convert
what-
cups to fucking.
Okay, but also, what kind of wood is used?
How
That's
much does a
also
gallon
important.
of brandy weigh? I'm about to end up on a watch list for asking how much a gallon of brandy weighs. A gallon of
Also,
brandy weighs approximately. We're gonna go with the approximate 7.97 pounds because it is less dense than water.
There we go. See.
There we go. It's not
What about
by a
the
lot,
wood, though?
but 7.97 pounds. So then 40. Hold on. So 7.97 times 40.
You could have just made it up. You
I'm
could have just been like, I don't know, fucking
I'm aware,
50.
but I'm a fucking dumbass. Right. So a single barrel is going to weigh about 8. Oh, this is not actually that good for you. Never mind. It's going to weigh approximately 318 pounds. So you can fit 1 and a bit barrels of brandy in there.
A single one?
Apparently.
Well, the barrels are big, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
big old
might need a
barrels.
second bag of holding, man. I'll be honest.
But then if
Well,
you think
we
about
could
it,
also-
if that's that much brandy, that's gonna burn quite a lot.
Yeah, it's about 1.75 barrels, roughly.
We could make Molotov cocktails.
Just the old guy standing there. Ugh.
I'm just thinking, true rebellion type shit, when you can't carry around more than 1 barrel of brandy with you, you got to improvise.
Okay, but in that case, I could just transform.
Has the Azamori Manifesto been made yet?
No. To answer your question.
Can I make a D&D canonical
What about-
anarchist cookbook?
Yeah. What about the Tiefling cookbook?
I'm seeing something here, and to be clear, I'm not allowing this, but I could absolutely see a player making this argument. A barrel can hold 40 gallons of liquid or 4 cubic feet of solid material. The bag of holding can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, like, if you freeze the barrels of brandy so they're solids, can you then just shove loads of barrels in there because it's less than 64 cubic feet? But it says not exceeding, so it's not also instead of 500 pounds, it's as well as.
Because all I'm saying, right, is we could just blow up 1 barrel, which is, it's going to be a big explosion. But we could just, separate it out into smaller bottles, and then we can just start fires all over the place. In fact, like if we take a flyer with us, we can just drop, like, fire down from above. They can't do shit.
But the problem
They'll
is,
be asleep.
I don't want to make this like an actual attack on their camp, like openly. I just want to dip in, preferably alone, blow that shitty place up, dip before like anyone really notices what the fuck's happening. That's the whole idea. So 1 barrel is what I find, like 1 big one in this case.
Fair enough.
I have done my thing, which is getting the townspeople together. So I have no say in whatever the fuck's about to happen. I have done what I wanted. I leave the chaos up to you, gremlins.
Gremlins.
My intelligence will not be
Oh,
used to
Wait,
fuel
no,
this
hold on,
guerrilla warfare.
hold on. I'm being dumb. You can carry more than 1 barrel.
Oh?
Because while the barrel can hold 40 gallons of liquid, the barrel itself weighs 70 pounds while full, and the bag can hold up to 500 pounds.
Oh, many barrels.
So
This is good news.
you're looking at 7 barrels, actually.
Oh, goddamn. This is looking much better.
Because I forgot that the way containers work in D&D is that there's the weight you can put in the container, and then there is the weight of the container, because it's like dispersing the weight sort of thing. So technically, yeah. Unfortunately, Samo's AFK now. I think he has his headphones on, but there's no way for him to respond. So I guess that this plan's a no-go.
No.
He's just gonna have to ration his beans.
If he can ever get them.
This is when every single one of the beans that guy was selling are magical beans, by the way.
Didn't we already get some magical beans?
I can't remember if that was in this or whether that was in Sundered, but yes, there.
It was probably Sundered,
Someone's
yeah.
definitely had a bag of beans before. That's definitely been a thing. Did you hear what we said about? Did we hear what we said about barrels and bags of holding?
Yeah. I mean the whole having one barrel in it.
Yeah, so you didn't hear the update. I forgot that the way containers work in D&D is there is the weight the container can hold, and then there is the weight of the container. And if you put it in a container in the bag of holding, which is a container, it's the weight of the container, not the weight of the contents of the container. So with that in mind, each barrel weighs 70 pounds, therefore you can carry about 7 barrels.
I don't even know if I want that many. I mean, I could just bring them with. I mean, yeah, no, I'll take them.
Basically,
All I'm saying is, I know you want to
poured
go
out
in
the
stealthy and be
contents-
in and out, but blow it all.
If you pour the contents of the barrel into the bag holding, you can only carry about 1.75 barrels worth of brandy.
Okay, yeah.
But within the barrels themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
think of it this way: the more you can take out, the better, because they're not going to be getting any more backup now. So, like, basically, what they have is what they have, and even if they do manage to get like new people or stuff in, it's still going to take them like way longer to be able to do anything then. So, I know you just want to try and like blow up a couple things and then dip, but if you can just do as much damage as possible, I think that would be for the best.
I mean, realistically, the only thing that we want to do at this point is just buying time until the orcs get here. And I feel like slowing most of their...
Put 7 barrels of brandy around the king's bed and then set it on fire.
Yeah. Why not?
Remember,
Yeah,
Alex, you're
in
playing
fact-
Luft, you're playing Luft, you're playing Luft, you're not the Ruined, you're playing Luft.
Yeah, also, it's... Like, this is like a whole political thing, right? Like, just blowing up their leader.
We just come in and spoke to townspeople like, we're trying to be the good guys, right? And then just burning their king alive.
Yeah. Luft, who massively disagrees with things like, I don't know, killing an unarmed man, being like, let's fucking dirty bomb the king.
Awesome, let's go.
Well, but that man had like literally thrown down his weapon and said that he wouldn't fight and that he was willing to
I
change.
put 7 barrels of brandy around the sleeping king's bed, and you're like, alright, bet.
Yeah, because we just had peace talks with them and they basically said, like, surrender or get fucked. So they've made their bed, now they can lay in it.
I mean, I feel like...
And then you can
And die in it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like just showing them to fuck off by basically destroying what I would assume is their biggest chance at winning. I feel like that should give them a pretty good idea and like a little slap on the wrist, you know? Like I'm not trying to like end the war here with this move.
Why not? It would be simple. See, these typical politicians are too much faffing around.
Yeah, just blow the fuck up.
Oh yeah, we'll just we'll just blow up some of the men and some of the like different things that they've been working on. We'll just completely ignore the dude that's actually behind all of this.
Well, yeah, but
Even though we could possibly just blow him up very easily.
I mean, if that's your issue, though, go put the 7 barrels of brandy around Zebith's bed.
Yeah,
I would
also
if
feel
I
like-
knew where Zebith's bed was.
Add some more.
I mean, you see, like the king's tent is probably guarded like a motherfucker. There's no one gonna, or like hardly anyone at the fucking construction sites. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. Like that's my point. I just want
Yeah,
to
true.
do as much damage without putting me basically into any risk. Like as soon as
I-
anyone sees me, I'll blow that shit up,
I think
fly
what
away.
you should do is make a giant trail of brandy leading from like the ice all the way up to the main bridge overlooking the city, and then have a bat symbol in brandy painted on that bridge, so that then Gordon can light a flare and it will like go literally about a mile up towards the bridge, and then light a giant bat symbol over the city.
That seems like a good use of time.
Seriously,
Yeah, what
like
CR would Batman have in D&D?
the interesting thing with the Dark Knight trilogy is it does lean into the whole trope of if Batman has prep time. It just leans into that trope too much, because that amount of prep time, that took Batman 4 hours to set up that bat symbol, right? He could have just used the bat symbol that already exists. Oh wait, no, they broke that one. I forgot they did break that one. Never mind. He could have made that bat symbol again. It's just a fucking light. But now he's like, nah. I'm gonna get some gasoline and it's gonna be really cool.
I want to get a compilation of the conversations that get us off track in D&D, because this started from arson to the bat symbol.
I was about to move it on to the Punisher as well, but I'll
and I want to know
myself.
why.
So anyways, that new Superman trailer though, God, I'm so excited for Superman.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, the more I see of it's one of those weird things where the more I see of a movie, normally the less excited I am to go see it. The more I see of this movie, the more excited I am to go see it.
I hear Alan Tudyk playing robot. I watch.
Mm-hmm. Anyways. So, Rogue.
Yes.
Lufter's just made the recommendation about putting the barrels of brandy in your bag of holding and then doing stuff.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. The seven barrels, you said?
You can fit 7 barrels in there.
I mean, I do have some mishmash here. I'll just drop all of that in my room. I'll just shake the
You haven't.
bag of holding a little bit.
To be clear, let's have a look at how full your bag of holding is. There is enough room to fit 7 and not 8, but it's not like you could almost fit 8 in there. So
no, 7 is more than enough.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is you probably don't need to drop anything off out of your bag of holding. Yeah.
I mean, that's 6. Oh, actually, no, you're right.
I'm gonna let you keep stuff in your bag of holding. Don't worry, because it's just more effort to work out where it is afterwards, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just don't forget to roll for the bag man after he goes in for every single barrel.
You know what?
Please.
Sure. You know what? Let's do it.
No, don't. No.
Imagine the bag man just shows up at the enemy camp and they're just like, what?
Yes! That's like our fucking...
And just like
That's
that,
like-
Pete's campaign is derailed by our TPK to the bagman.
No, if the bagman shows up, I'm out. They can deal with that guy. Like...
You know, in Baldur's Gate 3, you got the what's it called? The thieves people who are getting attacked by the gnolls in Act 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
get like the
With
shipment.
flask.
Yep. So I know what's in the flask, but I don't think the group I'm currently playing with, I don't think all of them know what's in the flask. I know when I'm going to open that flask. Do you know what's in the flask?
Yeah,
I do know what's in the flask.
Yeah. So I think I might just throw an extra one of those into a fight with one of those already.
Just
So when
nonchalantly be like, hey,
underdog-
what's in this? And then just open it.
I mean, we're all playing orcs with an int of 8, so, you know, it's canonical that I'm going to be fucking dumb, so...
Do they fight each other? Because I know that the one that spawns out of the flask
I don't know.
attacks everything, basically, but...
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
not.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The other temptation was to wait until we fight Ketterick and then bust out.
Yeah, that...
No bagman today.
It's when we get it when Moog's flying, dropping the brandy onto the ground, and he just drops the bagman like a tactical fucking nuke.
Alright. So, Moog, you gonna go do that tonight, then?
I was just thinking of something. So, in theory, how does the bag of holding work? Like, let's say I open it, and I just shake it like this. Would everything fall out?
Yes.
So, could I do like a brandy airstrike with that shit, basically? In
The
theory.
bag,
what I'm
if the
talking
bag
about.
is turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. That's the definition of what happens with the bag holding.
So in theory, there's a big bird flying over a place with a bag of holding it upside down. Barrels fly out.
Mm-hmm.
Bird drops. Wall of fire. Big boom. Gets the fuck out.
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, I will empty my entire bag just in my room. It doesn't have to leave my bag of holding. That might be too much work. It's just in my room.
Okay.
That's all
You've
there.
also got to remember that you're going to want each barrel for different siege engines. So if you just unload them, they're just going to fly everywhere.
Yeah, this is the problem with
There's
that
gonna be
idea. Is you are
precision.
not going to be. There's no precision there. It's just going to be a splash zone and then fire.
Yeah, but then I feel like the fire might spread more chaotically. See? It might be hard
I mean,
to
it
control.
depends where you drop it. I mean, like you've probably seen it before, so obviously in character you may have a better idea of like the layout. But if there's just a big group of siege engines or something, or like just a big group of people that we could take out, then just target those areas first.
Let's just put it this way: if you're doing that way of dropping them, it's going to be a luck roll to see how effective it is.
Okay, I will keep this option open. I will decide whether or not to do that depending on how busy that area specifically is.
All right.
Yeah. A bag of holding is very light, right? So like a falcon could easily carry that, right?
Yeah, no, the bag of holding doesn't gain weight.
It does not gain weight, but it does have a weight.
But it has a weight, yeah.
So its weight is always 15 pounds.
A falcon can easily carry 15 pounds, right? I would assume.
Yes, if it can carry people. Oh, wait, no, you're talking about a falcon. For some reason I heard griffin.
No.
I mean, he can also turk. He can also turk. He can turn into Turkleton from Scrubs. He can
That's a
turn.
blast from the past.
He can turn into a griffin if he wants to, but specifically, if we're talking carry weight of a falcon, just a normal falcon, then I need to look at how to work out carry weight.
I just don't want to be a like fucking massive griffin flying in the air because I feel like that's
Druids, always the ones that have to get fucking complicated math
Right.
fucking sorted out for DM.
So a falcon is small, and it's going to have a strength of 6 because we're using eagle stats for it.
Eagle.
So it's going to have a carry capacity of 90 pounds. So yeah, it can carry the bag of holding.
hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, in that case, I will. What time is it currently?
After this conversation, you're looking at like nearly 4 p.m.
Okay, in that case, I will go rest now-ish. I'll prepare everything, but after that, I'll sleep. So I'm kind of awake whenever it's like in the middle of the night, and I will then proceed.
All right. Anyone want to do anything else that evening before we have our little old man doing war crimes?
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking prepare a triage room, I guess. No, I won't prepare a triage room, but I'm gonna probably be up most of the night wondering whether he's actually gonna come back in one piece.
I'll just blow myself up.
Definitely a possibility.
I mean, yeah, shit can go wrong.
All right. Cool. I don't have a map for this, so we're just gonna.
No, because why would you? Why would you assume that your players want to commit war crimes?
I don't actually know if it's a war crime if you're just destroying equipment. I think as long as he doesn't murder a bunch of people in their sleep, it's technically just, frowned upon.
I
But
mean,
hey.
this is basically a napalm strike, Pete.
Yeah, but if he doesn't kill anyone, is it a war crime or is it just frowned upon,
It's still attempted.
I mean, look, it's not like you lot haven't committed war crimes before on campaigns, so.
Is it a war crime in this
Since
world?
when?
Hand
There.
of the Republic.
Alex is asking the real questions.
What was Alex's question?
Is it a war crime in this world?
There
It
is.
fucking will be.
There's no NATO yet, so.
It's going to
there's
be.
no
I
Geneva
tell you that right
Convention
now.
yet. Honestly, I could see there being an Ardmore convention at some point down the line in the world of songs, thanks to your actions. It's like, hey,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
because
with the
hey,
way
you overthrow Ardmore, but then every other kingdom's like, right, we're fine with you running Ardmore, but we have to have some words about what you're gonna do going forward.
Well, with the way this is going, I think there's going to be some sort of Valar convention going on, or Oris, or whichever one this place is.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be created from this.
I imagine them saying that to us as they're looking at us across a table wearing gas masks. Oh, we promise we're not going to do anything. Put the mustard gas away.
Right.
Stuffs it into bag of holding.
They will be doing diabolical things if they ever got a. No, I won't say any more about that.
Alright, Moog Eagle, roll us a stealth check, first of all.
Well, first of all, pass without trace.
Fair.
Wait. And then?
It's a shame
I mean,
the
I will-
highway to the danger dome doesn't exist right now.
I mean, I will most definitely not roll on that one. That's quite okay. With 30, I'll take that.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if a guard can roll higher than a 30 on a perception check. They get a +2.
Hey, let's see it.
They rolled a 16.
I mean, not bad.
Yeah, in a normal scenario, that's not a bad perception for a guard. Alright, under the cover of darkness,
Yeah.
an eagle flies. How late do you
The
want
bag
to
of
go, by the
holding
way?
in my hat. I mean, I was aiming at like 3 a.m. I don't know how early sunrise would be at this place. I would assume it's still like basically pitch
It's
black.
springtime in the desert. I'm gonna say that it's you're still gonna have a hot minute. It's also misty at night. You get
Ooh.
so have an extra +5 on your stealth check. You're now a 35.
Hey, I'll take a 35.
Yeah, because that's what the weather just rolled is misty. So
I'll take that. Also, just to clarify, I will have the actual bag in my talons right now, obviously. Okay, so actually, it being misty, I might not be able to see exactly how many people there are around that place.
true.
But how busy could I make it out to be?
Make a perception check with a -5.
Motherfucker. Perception. I got +6 with that. That's
A 4.
awful.
You don't get bonuses for Eagle?
No, that's
I
the
had
eagle
a
stats.
+6.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the Eagle
yeah.
stats?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the eagle sets.
Ooh.
With a 4.
Yeah.
You are confident enough. I'll let you decide whether you want to, like, how confident you are.
Yeah.
But you're confident enough to think you're probably in the right area. But you're definitely not sure.
Okay, in that case, I mean, I'm carrying the bag. It's a bit sus. I'll fly in closer. I get a closer look at stuff. Like, I'll actually sit on things, kind of look around.
Roll me another stealth check then. Still with the pass without trace, still with the +5, but now with a disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you're spending more time, and all it takes is someone noticing a falcon with a fucking bag. So 19. 29, sorry. Right?
29, yeah.
29.
Yeah.
Jesus. Alright. Again, it's going to need to be a nat 20 from the guard, but it was not a nat 20. Okay. You can spend some time making sure you're in the right spot before proceeding. With your 4, you don't think it's very busy, but without you like spending loads and loads of time scouting it out, you're not sure if there's anyone actually really around or not at 3 a.m.
I probably would, spending a bit of time, I probably figured out where like the main construction is going on, like most of the equipment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Could I maybe find like a vantage point to just kind of sit on, observe, and like wait maybe 20 to 30 minutes to see how many people I see passing?
The fog is thick enough that you'd only really be able to see like people entering and exiting the area, not people milling about and getting a total count.
Okay. All right. In that case, I think this is probably a bit too risky for me. I'll commence airstrike.
All right.
Oh. It's gonna only go one way.
Yeah, but blowing this fucking piece of shit to pieces.
All right. Roll me a luck roll, so just a d20.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Maybe you have inspiration.
Right. It's not horrible. I don't.
You don't have inspiration, or?
I don't have inspiration, but I'm actually fine with this. It's not horrible.
Tell you what, because this is a good plan. I'll let you have an inspiration point. If you want to use it right now, that's fine. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. But just a reminder of inspiration. It's not rolling with advantage, it's re-rolling. So you keep the second result.
So, I mean, now I'm not going to ask that's metagaming. I think... I mean, it's 7 barrels. Surely it will deal still a very decent amount of damage. I'll keep the 10.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's moderately successful would be my description. You can't really tell how successful because it's misty and it's nighttime and what have you. You start dropping the barrels. Just hearing the crashing of wood and you know, the spilling of liquid everywhere. And then you're going to do whatever fire thing you're going to do, right?
Yeah, I would fly on like some vantage point where people either can't see me at all because of the mist, or just somewhere where people like pretty much can't get to me.
Mm-hmm.
Since I know where I dropped the barrels and I heard it, I'll just drop a wall of fire somewhere in there. I would assume just.
I will say you've got enough coverage that a wall of fire will definitely get some of it, and then it will expand. So
exactly, yeah, I'll do that, and pretty much in the same action, turn into like a smaller bird this time, and just.
All right, he turns into a parakeet.
Sure.
Cool. You set off the wall of fire. Suddenly, in an instant, this large plume. It's not quite an explosion so much as it's just an instant eruption of flame, right? And it spreads, and honestly, you can't really see the level of destruction you've wrought, because where before there was mist and you knew vaguely where it wasn't even necessarily like the siege equipment, it was like the equipment to turn it into siege equipment, right? Like the timber and what have you. Where that area is just becomes orange and lights up the whole area. If you've seen freaking 1917 when he comes across like the burning building and it's just ablaze, that's the sort of vibe we're going for right now. Hey, anyone up at 3:30 in the morning back in Oris?
I would be.
Happen to look out of your balcony window at all?
Yeah.
You see fire over the dunes in the direction of the camp. It's like the glow on the horizon, but you know.
I'm worried.
All right. And then Moog head back.
I'll head straight back, yeah.
All right. Very good. All right, Moog. With a 10, you still don't know when they were going to start the siege, but with a 10, I would like you to roll me... Yeah, just another d20.
Good. Oh, ooh.
Very nice. So you probably got about half the siege equipment. But with that in mind, you have a feeling that they probably wouldn't risk trying to do the siege with half their equipment destroyed. Hasn't stopped it, but it has delayed it. You've definitely bought yourself time.
Good enough.
Which means that rather than me just choosing a random number, we're now going to calculate how much time it would take. Maths again. My little math rocks and my little measurements and my ruler.
Maths of Dragonrider.
Can't wait for this session to be called the calculator assisted fucking math problems of the DM.
Or just calculated war crimes.
Calculated war crimes.
You lucky little fucker.
Why lucky?
Because it's going to take them a very long time to actually, actually, I'm going to roll a luck roll for them. I was having them go all the way back to Oris, but actually they might not need to go all the way back to Oris. But you got no, you got a nat 20. Yeah, they need to go all the way back to Oris.
Yes.
Respect the nat 20. Cool. Now the bad news is, well, not the bad news, but like because you did it now, the delay of how long it's going to take them to get the siege equipment starts now. It doesn't add on time from when the invasion was going to start.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I mean, hell, we could just keep this up the next few nights.
I feel like from now on they're gonna be at least a little bit more.
The delay you have just caused them is fucking insane. But again, nat 20, you've got to respect it.
Good job.
Did a thing.
I was about to do a warm Coke celebration, but there's nothing in there.
Just go get another
More
drink,
moldy
dude.
Coke
I'm gonna go get another out-of-date Coke.
Yes.
Also, buy some in-date Cokes, for the love of God.
Oh, I didn't even buy these. My client just like, hey, we've got these 5-month out-of-date Cokes. No one's gonna drink them.
Correct.
Do you want them? I'll drink them. Hey, it's just a best before, okay? They're still safe to drink. They're just flat and tasteless.
That was my nickname in
Just
high
how
school.
I like.
Flat and tasteless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I
You-
got Dr. Pepper left.
Moog gets back to the palace without any kind of negative events happening. I'm guessing probably then wants to take a long rest.
Yes.
Cool. Anyone doing anything else that night?
No.
Did you say no or did you say Moog?
No.
Okay, so you're not doing Moog.
No, unfortunately not. Not tonight.
A lot of wild shape charges anyway, so I couldn't even transform to the spider for you now.
Alright. A new dawn rises. This is the 20th of the new sun. And anyone who wants to, as you wake up, feel free to make me a perception check.
Sure. Unless it's about that ominous fire that was in the distance.
No.
Ominous fire.
Alrighty. Luft, as you wake up, you can still see the orange glow on the horizon from the camp.
It's still going. Damn. That's
So good
crazy.
brandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you probably wouldn't wake up 8 hours after it happens, because it happened at 3:30 in the morning, assuming you took a
Oh.
long rest, at a reasonable time. Maybe be like 3 or 4 hours later for you, but still, yes, it is.
Yeah,
when you
fair.
wake up. Alright.
I will get dressed and head down to everyone else.
We already know what Soros is doing, because Soros is doing his thing for the next 3 days. What's everyone else doing today?
What was Soros doing again?
Barricades around the palace.
Oh yeah. Is it worth asking about going to the arena again, do you reckon, Calum?
If you want to do it, my guy, that's fine by me.
Honestly, I don't even know if we really need any more people, because I feel like once we get
It's
the
always
Orc
handy.
army, like,
We can't
I
trust that.
suppose, yeah. Very true. Very true.
It's just me right now, fucking playing the fact that Agis is just a paranoid little bitch. I can just see the little head of the cat appearing on the webcam.
I think I'll leave it for now, because now that I
Sure.
know we've got at least, like, a few more days.
Well, it's always handy to go see them.
Yeah.
But it depends on whether, if you've got anything else that you want to do instead, then that's fine. But
I don't really, but I also just don't really know what I would say to them, because, like, as I said, it's not really been all that long, and not much has happened to be able to change their mind. So I'm thinking maybe if we just leave it a couple more days, so that, like, we advance more into, like, our defenses, or getting everything prepared. Maybe even have the Gala first, so that word gets spread, and then we can go back and be like, you've probably heard, word spreading that, this is coming and everything, and it's all real now. Like, now is the time to, like, make your final decision, type of thing.
that sounds good. Pete,
Yes.
I would like to start my research again on the dragon slave collars.
Oakley dokley. So you want to spend...
And that's a week, isn't it?
Yes, you just need to continue doing the research artifact downtime until you've completed it. So
Yeah, I'm already at 4 out of 10, so
so potentially 6 days, assuming you pass each day.
yeah. Well, it's not passing it, is it? There's a DC, and then for every 1 over I get on the DC, it adds to the value.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot it was an extended one, not a normal one. So research.
I don't know what DC you set it to, though. So...
I got it, don't worry.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, so you, if you've only rolled it once so far, which I'm guessing is the case from it being a 4.
Yeah, I've done 1 week, and I think I got the progress to 8, but then it takes half of it
God, okay, so yeah, you get to do 3 rolls.
if you fail.
You get to do 3 rolls, and you're going to spend a week doing that, basically, as your main focus.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want me to roll now or not?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Whoops, I think I just clicked it and it passed it without me rolling, unless you do see a dice roll.
I did not. So yeah, don't click
Nope,
it. Just
that's
roll
fine.
me an Arcana or History check, please. And
Okay.
I will reset that to being 4.
Just 1, or do you want all 3?
Yeah, 3 times, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure my Arcana is right because of my extra intelligence, and that is, so 3 Arcana checks coming up.
That is a fail. That is a success. And that is also a success. So, once again, failed the extended test, but over the course of a week, you would boost your goal by 2.
By 2?
Yep. You only beat the overall DC by... yeah, by 5. So half down to 2.
I roll a inspiration on the top one.
Sure. You can technically roll an inspiration on any of them because they're 3 separate rolls, but...
How many inspiration points do I have? How desperate am I? I'm pretty desperate for this one, actually, because it feels
I would
important.
keep the 26, personally.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the 26, but I'll re-roll the 20 and the 21.
Okay. Yeah, the 21 was a pass, but not over the DC. The 21 is the DC, I'll tell you that much. So,
yeah.
You
I guessed
get
as much.
anything towards your goal, but you technically passed it, which is a bit weird. Cool. So that's going to be 2 over. So currently you are sitting at 7 over.
So that would complete it, right?
No. And that's a nat 20. So that is... Unfortunately, the nat 20 doesn't give you anything extra, but that's another 6 on top of that. So 13. So the total goal is 15. You were already on 4.
Total was 15?
Yep. You were already
I
on
thought
4.
the total goal was 10.
Nope. So you were already on 4, though, and you've just gained an extra 13. So you have passed it now.
Let's go.
Cool. Get an inspiration point, first of all.
Hell yeah.
And also have 500 XP.
Hell yeah.
God damn!
Doing nerd shit. So, because this was... Oh, no. That's bad. Oh no. I hope you have a copy of our character sheets.
I do. What's up?
I accidentally just deleted all my XP. I can't remember what the fucking XP number is.
I don't have that.
I remember the last 3 digits, which is annoying because I don't remember the first 2.
First 2 would be 36,000 probably.
Okay, thank you. So it's 16682.
Yeah, that
Yep,
sounds
there we
about
go.
right.
That. Yep, thank you.
The 36 is a prediction, but basically everyone's sitting at around about 36,000, except for Sorrows, who's sitting at 34,000. So
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, this was me because I'm trying to remind myself now.
Mhm.
Essentially, this was me researching the Dragon Slave collars because I wanted to use the material
Mhm.
from the collars to reverse engineer them somehow to create a weapon that would disrupt them.
okay.
That was what my original plan was. So the first stage to do that was to research the dragon collars to understand the material to then be able to work it.
So the material itself, which we had described as being an unusual blackened metal,
Yes. Yeah.
is a metal from Hellevar.
Okay.
So it is infernal metal, basically. With that in mind, it could basically be nullified almost entirely by using some sort of blessed weapon to hit it. It can
Right.
obviously just be broken by being attacked enough, but like, you know, some sort of blessed weapon is pretty effective against infernal metal. And then the runes around it are what actually corrupt and control the dragons.
Yes.
Something that you glean from this, which is very specific, because Sorrows has been working on a theory for a while now and claiming it to lots of people based on 0 real evidence, is these collars would only work on dragons. You couldn't just make a human-sized one and put it on a human and it would control a human in the same way.
Yeah.
Theoretically, they could go down that route eventually, but Sorrows being like, they're going to put collars on all of us and control us all is not quite accurate, as you can currently see.
Tactics, man.
There is a possibility, but at the current moment, there is no...
Yeah, if you waited for Sorrows to get big so that that collar would fit around his waist or whatever, and then put it around his waist, you wouldn't be able to mind control him. So
yeah, that's fun. Okay.
In terms of making a weapon, I'm going to kind of like leave that in your ballpark of if you can picture how to make a weapon and like how it would work, then we can kind of collaborate on something together. But
basically, in my mindset, I wanted to know how the collar worked, and when you told me it was affected with runes, I wanted to basically use the material, melt the material down, create the weapon, and then I would use the rune, like the same way they've used the runes to control the dragon, would basically be to disrupt the runes.
So you almost want to have runes that would nullify other runes, almost like a counterspell.
Basically, yeah, a counterspell, but that for that specific spell, making it like a stronger thing if it's like specifically just for that.
And what, maybe like it's a weapon that does this in like a localized area or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the theory.
I like it. No, I really like it. I'm just trying to work out what exactly this is going to look like.
I can go back in our DMs because I believe I sent you a rambling at like 4 a.m. about it, but that was a while ago.
I feel like this is arcane experimentation. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
And then maybe after that, crafting a magic item, so it's going to be like a multiple part thing.
Yeah, because I think when we originally said about it, because when I said this, you were like, okay, first step, you're going to need to figure out what the fuck the collars do.
Yeah.
Which I've done, so...
Yep.
So yeah, it would make the
arcane
logical step
experimentation normally allows you to change one damage type for another with a spell, change one saving throw for another, or change the spell school of magic. I'm going to allow you to essentially reverse engineer the spell, because it is not it's not a spell that someone casts, it's essentially a magic item's effect. Alright. So, your new goal,
Mhm.
which let's put this in as a downtime activity for you, is add item.
I'm big brain right now, guys.
We need one in here.
I mean, you say that the plan. I will admit, while I wasn't liking the plan of airstriking with an eagle did work. That's fine.
It was a falcon. We didn't use eagles in a fantasy franchise, just to be clear. Because eagles are always mostly useless in a fantasy franchise, so we couldn't use them. We had to use a falcon instead.
Don't mind me, I'm just a tactical mastermind over here.
Yeah, I'll leave the tactical masterminding to you guys, and I'll do my own shit.
Okay. 3 tests, 16 over goal. Okay. So. Fixed value. Current progress, none. Increase amount, 1. Completion goal, 16. Okay. So this is going to start as of a week from now. So you can't do this yet. But
No, that's fine.
when you start to work on it, how it's going to work is it's arcane experimentation. The DC will be 16 for the free tests. It will be an arcana check, but you will be allowed to choose whether you use intelligence, wisdom, or charisma on it.
Okay.
So the DC is 16. And the goal is to get 16 over the DC. So essentially, over the course of 3 rolls, you'll be aiming for 32 in total.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, what's your Arcana bonus?
It's +7.
+7. So yeah, if you rolled a 16 on the die 3 times, then you'd be getting 7, 7, and 7. You'd already do it, right? You just need to get 16 over the goal over the course of 3 rolls.
That's fine. It will be doable. It's just not going to be an instant thing, so I'm happy for that.
Yeah, it might not be successful in 1 week sort of thing.
I didn't want this thing to be like I do a week and then that's it. I've done it. This is very much exploring.
It's the thing I like about extended downtime activities, especially ones with very specific goals, is that they can end up being very, very long-winded, but like you still make progress sort of thing.
Yeah, so this will take me a week to research this, won't it?
Yes, so you aren't going to be
From
able
the
to
research
you are not going to be able to do anything else with your downtime until the 27th. You can still take part in scenes and what have you, but in terms of like what
that's
you're
fine.
doing,
I just need to know for roleplay wise, because I would talk to people once I've finished it. So
yeah,
that's fine.
Cool. I'm just gonna pop my light on real quick.
The way I understand it, Sorrows is pretty good at making metal stuff, right?
All right.
Making metal stuff.
Cool. So we know what Agis is up to for the next week. Sorrows, what are you? You're still doing ramparts for a couple of days. Luft, what are you up to?
Well, first of all, I would like to write home.
Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
So I'll write a little letter to my mum and dad.
Oh, I'm gonna be really cheeky here, Pete. Would that increase my progression in my Rosetta Stoning?
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yippee!
Yeah, let's just take the ones that you succeeded. So you got a 26, a 23, and a 27, so they're all over 18. So you have 3 extra on there. Sorry, Luft. So what are you doing? Sorry.
Writing a letter home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just do what I've been doing, and Luft will just go around just doing odd jobs.
Okay, look. Cool. Moog, what are you up to?
I would probably just join Luft, just helping people until something more important comes up. I don't know, we can help more efficiently that way, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit of bonding as well.
Hell yeah.
Okie doke. Sorry, I'm just having a look at something real quick.
Yo.
Do you know how exactly you want to help out?
Not really. Just sort of going around, like, seeing if there are any people in distress, or, you know, if anyone looks like they could just do with a hand with something.
So I'm going to say this is volunteer in the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
You happy to spend a week doing this, or just like today? What was the plan?
I mean, as long as nothing happens during this week, I'm fine with doing it for a week.
Yeah, me too, really. Pretty much, yeah, as Samu said, until anything important or more important comes up.
Okay. Real quick though, I just know something else. I think you're still on 3 inspiration points, aren't you, Luft?
Yeah.
Damn, you don't get the inspiration point for writing home.
That's 2 he's just gotten that he's full on.
Yep.
Yep.
Do another
There
flip.
should be an achievement if you get 3 in one session when you
Well,
have max inspiration.
Well, there is an achievement for getting 3 in one session, so if he gets another one, he's still going to get the achievement, even though he didn't actually get to use any of the 3.
Like,
Cool. All right. So I'm going to let you decide how you want to do this. You can either work together, which allows one of you to roll with advantage, or work separately. Either way, you both get the reward if you both succeed. But if you are assisting, if one of you is assisting the other one, then they're rolling with advantage, but you both get the reward if they succeed. So if you do it separately, and you're the person who succeeds and the other person doesn't, only you get the benefit. If that makes sense. But if you do it together, then you roll with it. One of you rolls with advantage, but you both get the reward or lack thereof.
I'm happy just to do it together.
Yeah, we'll just walk around together anyway, so I assume do it together probably makes more sense.
All right. Choose who's going to be doing the rolling.
Is there like a bonus?
Are we allowed to know which stat we're rolling?
Yeah.
You get to make me an argument for why you get to use a skill of your choice. So you choose the skill, you tell me how you think that applies to you helping out the community, and then you roll it.
Perception to find or like
Okay.
people?
I will make the argument of rolling athletics because we're going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting and helping people with their boxes and stuff, and just doing a lot of work that requires stamina in general.
Okay, cool. Do you want to use that for all 3 of the roles you're going to do, or do you want to use different skills for the different roles?
I'm happy to use it for all three.
I mean, I will just say my guy is very much not athletic, so
But
I'm
if
not sure
you're-
how.
But
But
assisting
I would
Luft-
be rolling with
Yeah,
advantage.
if you're assisting Luft and he rolls with advantage on athletics, that's how it works.
And
I mean,
my
as long
athletics
as-
is pretty good.
Yeah, like I'm totally fine with doing this, as long as it doesn't fuck me over. Considering in that case, we'd probably look for these kind of jobs, and my guy isn't very athletic at all, so I'm not sure how much of an actual help my guy would be.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
you're basically just going like pivot.
Yeah.
But he gets advantage for it, so
I mean, as long as that's how it works, I'm fine with doing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Cool. All right, roll me 3 athletics checks then. With advantage. So, nice. We've got a 24. You've already succeeded on one roll.
Oh.
Let's see how much more you go over it. Okay. So that's another 11 on top of that, so 24 over so far. And then the final one is an extra 13. So 37 over the DC, with the goal being 13 over the DC. All right, first of all, you both gain inspiration. Guess what, Alex? You get the achievement despite the fact you haven't actually gained any inspiration.
Yay.
It transformed into Giga. It transformed into a Destiny point. Cinema.
Yeah,
Wow.
can I get some extra XP for getting 3 inspirations without being able to use any of them?
Sure, we'll have an extra, I don't know, 250 XP.
Yay.
Gain 3 inspiration points in 1 session. There it is. Look at Alex having a new achievement.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, Moog, you also get that inspiration point.
Yeah, I need that.
Also, because you beat it by 5 or more, you get an extra little thing. You get an extra little thing.
Hmm.
More inspiration?
No.
Fuck.
Hold on. Give me one moment. All right. You can decide who gets to have it, but you get gifted by the community that you've been helping out an instrument of scribing. You get to choose what type of instrument, but this musical instrument has 3 charges. While you are playing it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge from the instrument and write a magical message on a non-magical object or surface that you can see within 30 feet of you. The message can be up to 6 words long and is written in a language you know. And if you're a bard, it can do more stuff, but yeah.
Hey, sweet.
Who wants it?
Alex gets it. He already didn't get inspiration. He gets it.
I did get XP though, but also I have proficiency with a horn, so I think it would be pretty funny just blowing a horn to write something.
Jesus Christ, it's gonna look so funny when you add that horn into fucking Hero Forge.
All right,
With his big ass glasses.
cool. That's in your inventory.
Band dweeb.
Very nice, thank you.
Okie dokie. So that's you lot for the next week as well. So is anyone free up? Oh, the next person who's free up is Sorrows, because yeah, okay. However, the gala is going to take place on the 21st. Do people want to attend? Sorry, the 22nd. Do people want to attend it, or?
I'd like to make the case that Celeste will have to attend this one.
Celeste can attend it.
Yeah.
Will this be at a point where I'm done?
This is not going to impact your downtime activities. So technically, everyone's still in the middle of their downtime activities, but they can attend the gala.
Yeah, I might as well go.
No, you
Hey,
can't. Jim's going as well.
That's what I'm worried about. Get
You
lost
can't.
trying to find it.
I mean, Moke has made himself a little name on the streets. I feel like him being there can't be the worst. I would also be there.
I'll go as well.
Alrighty. You get to the gala, and it's being held in a manor's kind of like garden in the kind of rich district of the city, so not that far away from the palace. And let's see if we don't have something we can't. Right. Does anyone dress up for the gala, or?
I make
No.
myself look clean and presentable, but I don't want to look like a fucking
I look homeless like always.
uppity twat.
What's it gonna cost to make myself presentable?
In terms of what, buying clothing?
Yeah.
If you want to buy fine clothing, it's going to set you back 15 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
All right, I'll add that to your inventory.
Up to the funds.
Yeah, as I said, I'll just clean myself up, so just the normal attire I have on, but mend it and clean it to make sure it doesn't look like I've just been adventuring.
I mean, you have the advantage as well of being able to cover most of your clothing in a very fancy-looking robe, so...
Yeah, that's also true.
Alright, Soros, describe the fine clothing that he purchases. Is he just in a very awkward-looking Geralt of Rivia doublet?
Yeah, he's in a doublet, except it absolutely does not fit. It's way too tight.
Mm-hmm.
You
God.
can see the veins coming up in his neck. He's just constantly
One flex and
jumping
it would rip
around.
open.
He's itching it. It's not good.
Okay.
One my people and he's naked. As soon as he does that and flexes, that's it, it's gone.
Kytheria will also get something fancy. And she's going to be wearing a dress. Celeste will also go and get a doublet, he guesses.
Oh, Jesus, now I look like an asshole. I said, I think if we're doing this for the people, I don't want to go in looking like a rich asshole.
Yeah, but the problem is you're going to meet with rich assholes, so...
Yeah.
I'm gonna just look around the palace to see if there are any nice looking clothes that I can wear.
Okay. Dai refuses to get fine clothing, but he will attend.
Yeah. My man.
Gion also refuses to go and buy fine clothing, but she will attend. Luft, roll me an investigation check to try and find some fine clothing that will fit you.
If the other two need me to help clean up their attires, I will also help them do that.
Sure.
The other two meaning me, or?
You find some fine clothing that doesn't quite fit you perfectly. It's a little bit baggy, but it is of the kind of it's relatively like modern and like fashionable for the area of Oris. So
Yeah, I'll just wear them then. I don't really care if it's like tailor-made for me. Baggy clothing's more comfy anyway.
Moog, what about you? You said you were just showing up looking homeless.
I'll just probably wear the same clothes that haven't been washed in a few days, yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is Moog bare feet? Because I get the impression he is, and I hate that.
I think he wears sandals, but I'm not 100%
If
sure.
he's not bare
That's why.
feet, which he is sometimes, he wears sandals. And his toenails very unkept.
They like curl around themselves.
Yeah, they're weapons.
It looks like he's wearing clogs.
Yeah, we just see a pair of like talons coming through the door, and we're like, oh, it's Moog in like eagle form, and nope, it's literally just his fucking dogs out.
I don't know
And
if people
actually-
were there for it last week, but I told Tommy that he would enjoy Claire Obscure because one of the main female leads is barefoot the entire time, but
Yep.
also one of the male leads constantly talks about feet. One of his lines is, "Ooh, what lovely feet."
Was it written by Quentin Tarantino?
No, but he's a creature who can transform into other creatures if he has their feet. So whenever
Oh.
you kill a monster while you have him in your party, he takes their feet so that he can then transform into them.
That's pretty wild.
Yep.
Based off the company service dog. Minoko is.
I see, really.
Yeah, they in the credits. I think they called it the happiness coordinator, but it's a dog named Minoko.
That's cute.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a very nice name.
It is a very nice name. It's unfortunate if his personality is based on the dog, though, because that dog apparently is very dumb then. But he's best boy, so I'll allow it. Alrighty. Fienzan and Shirogane opt to not attend the gala. So this is the group going to the gala.
So wait, give me a rundown. Is everyone dappered up except for me now? Do I look like a prisoner?
No. Root Beer is not dappered up. Oh no, sorry, Root Beer is dappered up. Tarek is not dappered up, and Dai is not dappered up, and Gion is not dappered up.
Okay, but I feel like all those three characters keep like a minimum level of caring how they look.
I mean, I'd say
Yeah,
out of
okay.
everyone that isn't wearing something fancy, I probably look the fanciest,
Yes.
just because that's not what I normally wear.
I mean, to be fair, Tarek doesn't look half bad because he has vestments, which are not like fancy, but they're like formal enough.
Yeah.
Gion and Dai, they look like adventurers. Dai doesn't wear a shirt, and Gion, you know, is wearing like monk adventuring clothing, so.
And that biker with like a shit ton of tattoos in his face and shit, but who's like a teddy bear and is super nice.
Yep. All right. Yeah, you arrive at the gala. Who wants to walk in first?
Me.
Okay. As you step
No,
forward,
please,
No,
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 no, no,
no,
no,
no, no,
It's
no.
been set.
Motherfucker, we
As
didn't
you
even get a
move-
say.
as
No.
you didn't say quickly enough. As you move forward, there is someone waiting to announce you, and he pauses. He looks you up and down, Moog, and he says, "Are you in the right place?"
Oh yes, I brought my friends, and I'll like point behind me. And there's like a little bit more properly clothed people. I assume Agis would be right behind me then.
I see. And are you the servant?
I'll turn back to Agis. Am I?
Leave it as a friend. Anyway, Dai. I'll look over at Dai because he's the person that introduced Celeste.
We are the occupiers of the palace, led by Celeste. Very, very well. Celeste and friends, occupiers of the palace, he says, looking very, very concerned as he announces that to the entire gala, looks back at Moog, and takes one very deliberate step back to let you have plenty of space to walk past him.
Thank you. I'll give him like a nice warm smile. Just okay.
I'll burst through the doors, just drip in with swagger. Do the sort of like Jim Carrey stroll up where I sort of like, you know, flick the sunglasses down and then back up again.
Wait,
flick
please
the
tell me
suit
you're-
out.
Are you doing that with your goofy ass goggles? Please tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm in like this really fancy but really baggy suit, and just like
Man
these like
holds the specs
thick,
down with
these like
absolute
thick
rims.
goggles with glass lenses,
puts them back up in the
Oh.
biggest bug eyes you've ever seen.
or crystal lenses even. Not even just glass lenses, just these thick crystals that make me look like the guy out of the Trailer Park Boys.
All I can imagine is when you start talking to a lady,
Absolutely.
is just you going, show ladies.
Hello, ladies. How are you doing today?
Fancy meeting you with this little soiree.
Honestly, I'm imagining that Luft arriving on scene is basically the entirety of this scene from Palm Springs.
Yep.
and just Moog, your homie in the corner, he's like, yeah, you go, man. Because
What do you think
That's
of my
basically-
shoe? Do you think it's sexy?
All right. You mingle?
Attempt.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Please don't make me actually do small talk though, because I can't do that in
That's
real
fine.
life,
We-
and I
we-
can't do it in
We
game.
don't need to actually go through the full role play of like what you're saying to different people. We can just do roles to work out how successful you are. However, are you sticking as one large group, or are you splitting off into smaller groups, or is anyone going off on their own? These are decisions that need to be made.
I will be looking for alcohol.
All right, Moog's looking for alcohol. Anyone else looking for alcohol?
Before Soros can do anything, I'm going to
Yes,
try
Soros.
sneak Kyphera away, and we're going to go off and do some stuff.
You trying to actually
Perception.
sneak her away?
Have some
Then it's-
fun.
it's a stealth check.
Perception.
Yep.
Well, I'm just going to ask her if she wants to.
If you're trying to do it without
accompany
Sora's
me.
noticing, and it's a stealth check.
Find a bedroom, eh?
No. What am I rolling? Sorry, what?
If you're trying to do it without Sora's noticing, it is a stealth check versus a perception check.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
See that
I'll
roll, buddy.
come on, be homie. Pass that
Ooh.
trace on me.
You gonna use one of those inspiration points?
Yeah, I've only got one left. I'll use it.
Oh my god, you actually are.
I'll cast Pass Without Trace on him.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait, can I actually do it quietly? Because I feel like I would
It's
have
done.
a
I don't care.
pretty good, because I know I have a pretty
That's
good
fair.
idea he would.
Pass
like
without trace is vocal, semantic, and motion.
Fuck. No, okay, never mind. 15 is fine though. 15 is fine. He'll be
Unfortunately, my ride or die mode, man. He's always with me.
All right.
Oh
All
no!
right. As Moog goes, and then away with his talons on the ground. And sorry.
I'd like to think if he's going for drink, he sounds like a fucking dog on the kitchen floor when it's running after a treat or something.
I'll be specific.
Saras, you go to join him, and then out the corner of your eye, you see Agis walk up to Kyphera and whisper something in her ear. She smiles, and then they start to walk off together.
Sorrow's you coming?
Just gonna squint. And then roll insight.
Come on, don't fail me now.
I'll let you decide whether you think that's enough.
I'm suspicious, but it hasn't clocked yet.
All right.
That is strange. I'm not sure what tactical advantage Agis could be searching for right now.
Please tell me you're saying this to Gian.
He can
Whoever's
either be,
next to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can either be saying it to himself or to Moog, or if anyone else is gonna go for
It
drinks.
would probably be Moog, seeing as we're both off to find alcohol.
Root beer is also with you, so you can also say it to root beer.
Oh yeah, root beer exists. Oh.
I mean, who are you saying it to now?
Just the vicinity. So you and root beer, I suppose.
I'll be like, there's nothing about that. I'll just pull your arm and just yank you because I want my alcohol right now.
That is even more suspicious.
As you say that, and Root Beer joins you, she goes, "Oh yeah, no, they're fucking."
I look at Root Beer. Can I look at Root Beer without at least trying to make it so that Soros doesn't notice? And it's like a look that is very disapproving and somewhat angry and yeah. That.
Okay, she rolled a pretty good insight on you. She catches that look and she goes, "I mean, I'm just guessing."
I'm just gonna yell out, "What?" No filter whatsoever.
Fuck.
Wait.
All
I'll
right,
roll a. Can I roll a persuasion check on someone?
sure.
Like a player, I mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's still up to them how much they get affected by it, but yeah.
Yeah. She was obviously just making a stupid joke. Oh, yikes! I'm making it worse, Agis. I'm so sorry.
You keeping that now one?
Oh, wait, you're right. Oh, no, I'm not.
I would
Come on.
like. I'm also thinking as well because I don't think Gion said anything, but I'd like to think Gion's just known from the beginning. It's just been chill.
I mean, that's not a nat one, at least. Jesus Christ.
I'll let you decide how convinced you are by that, Soros.
I am more convinced that that's the truth. I am irrefutably in belief
Aegis is
that
gonna die today.
Kyberia is Bone and Agis.
I'm gonna die. This is the end of Aegis.
This is happening in a private area, like a public gala, where you're trying to like gain support, right?
Would
Sorrows.
not happen at a better fucking time. I love it.
Actually,
The
no. You know
plot
what?
just shifted.
Soros is gonna fucking die. I'm about to snap a staff.
Root Beer realizing that which was genuinely like she has clocked it, but like she was just making a joke. The loud watch, she just goes, "Okay," and she's just gonna slink away from the group and join Luft at whatever Luft's doing instead.
And I just
Walk
shaking
backwards
my
into the ground.
first words to Root Beer.
Luft,
And I'm just shaking my head.
what were you doing when you suddenly heard the bellow of someone shouting "what" across the gala?
I was probably, well, as soon as I got in, I probably headed off to try and find like the the most or the least posh person there.
Yeah, man's actually doing what you were meant to be doing.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
Ages of fucking, we're fucking getting drunk over
I'm
here.
not fucking. I just thought I'd just take her away. We can just have some fun.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a gala. It's a gala. She's dressed up fancy. I was like, well, why don't we dance or do some shit? I don't know.
Okay, you find a group of people who seem to be. You clock that they feel a little bit out of place. They've been invited, but yeah, you don't think that they're the sort of people who would normally be here. Also wearing like ill-fitting doublets and such like. And as you walk up to them to like introduce yourself or whatever, you suddenly hear "what" bellow across the courtyard, and like everyone kind of stops what they're doing and looks. And if you look as well, you see Sorrows looking very angry. And about 10 seconds later, you suddenly notice Root Beer is next to you.
Yeah, I'll sort of look back and I'll just I'll look at Root Beer and then like look at the people that we've just walked up to and just be like, think he may have just found out that his adopted daughter was fucking someone on our team.
What?
Well, sounds like you're gonna have a fun evening, says one of them with a smirk.
Aye, I'm looking forward to going back to that later.
He hands you a goblet.
I'll accept. Cheers, name's Luft.
Iger. Root Beer, says Root Beer. Well, that's an appropriate name for what we're doing. And he hands her a goblet as well. All right. You split off into your different groups. Let's deal with the aftermath of the What from everyone else's perspective. Agis, what were you doing with Kytheria when you suddenly hear the What getting bellowed across the courtyard?
I fucking know.
I was teleporting out.
Gotta make a perception, first of all, I guess.
Yeah, it was definitely Soros who shouted What.
Okay. Okay.
No
Okay.
reason to panic.
I mean, this is fine, right?
Do you say that to Kytheria?
Yeah, I would say that. I'll be like, I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, no. And with anger issues screaming what at the Gala. Hopefully it's just about them being out of his favorite drink, she says with a smirk.
Oh, in that case, shall we continue?
Let's see, why not? She says with a smile. We're going to pause there, because we don't know what Soros is doing after he shouted what.
Hopefully he's going to contain himself in this lovely gala.
Soros, what are you doing after you heard this and you shouted what?
What's the deal with drinks? Are there like waiters going around?
There are
or-
waiters, there are also just like tables with drinks available on them.
I am gonna march up to the nearest waiter I see,
Mm-hmm.
and I am just haphazardly just grabbing whatever drink they have on their little tray.
Okay.
Might knock a couple off on the way, and I've got big hands. I'm just grabbing as much as I can.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
I
And
love
then
of God,
just
where's
chugging
Gion in
on
this
the spot.
scenario?
Not with him.
Oh God.
Yeah. Alrighty.
How many have I grabbed?
You can
It's my
probably
only
grab
lifeline.
like 2 or 3 drinks.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna grab them and I'm just gonna knock them back on the spot.
Oh my, says the waiter.
And then I'll turn my head at him, give him my usual resting Soros face, and then just put the empty glasses back on the tray.
He hurriedly walks away.
And then I'm gonna roll perception.
Yep. Also, can you make me a con saving throw? Oh
Oh
boy.
no!
What you just drank, unless
Oh.
you're doing a what's it called, an inspiration. You just drank some very, very, very alcoholic dwarven whiskey.
I'm gonna roll inspiration.
All right.
Thank God. I was gonna die.
That would have been a very angry sort.
You still drank some very, very, very strong dwarven whiskey, but you're handling it better.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll roll perception.
Mm-hmm.
And I am looking for Agis.
Yep.
Gulp.
All right. Give me a sec. I'm not gonna have Agis roll stealth unless he's actually trying to hide.
I mean, I don't know what it's
He doesn't
about,
know.
so
Yeah.
All right. There is a crowd, so you don't find him immediately, but you'll probably find him eventually if you keep looking.
I'll keep looking.
All right. Back to Luft, then. Luft, you're talking with these not super posh people. Again, we're not going to make you do small talk, but where do you try and lead the conversation?
So basically, I've gone over to these people because I think if we're gonna try and deal with a bunch of posh twats, we're probably not really gonna get anywhere. I feel like the closer we get to the ground, the better luck we're gonna have. So I figure the bottom, the people at the bottom of the totem pole, at an event like this, they're probably gonna be the most useful.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to basically find out what they do, and if it is something that has like a lot of connections or a lot of use for the cause, I basically want to like basically make merry with them, and then just every now and again, just drop in like a little line here and there that basically insets the idea that oh, we could use some help, and like, oh, blah blah blah, like, oh, it'd be so good if we could have this specific thing, like, oh, if only we could get it, that type of thing, and basically try and like work them round to my favor.
Okay. Also, just as a quick side note, I realized that I just slightly fucked myself, but not that badly. I was like, damn, Foundry is behaving really, really well right now, like loading stuff really quickly. It's almost like how it behaves when we're not streaming. And then I realized we are streaming, we're not recording it. So normally I record it so I can just upload the VOD straight to YouTube. I'm gonna have to add all the music back in, because the VOD version on Twitch won't have the music. That's a little bit annoying. That's fine. It is what it is. But oh well.
Man's dedicated.
We'll still have all of our voices and everything. Everything will be fine. It's just I will have to add music, otherwise it'll be very, very quiet. Anyways, but hey, at least Foundry works really, really smoothly if we just stream and don't record at the same time. I wonder whether it will behave as well if we just record and don't stream. Either way. Cool. One of the people then that you are chin-whacking with. Hold on. One of the people you're talking to introduces himself as Omar Sarif.
Omar the goat.
Who is a dark-skinned human with dreadlocks pulled back, a bit of a goatee going, and he is similar to some other people. He is wearing kind of fine clothing, but it's clearly a little bit out of date. It's not the most like up-to-date, fashionable kind of fine clothing. As you're chatting with him, so what, are you trying to like work out like where, like how he can help you, sort of thing?
Yeah, basically, and then once I figure that out, try and drop hints in conversation.
Okay. Roll me just a persuasion check, and if you want, Root Beer can assist you to give you a...
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm gonna use inspiration on that.
He's using some of his inspiration.
Better. Oh, yeah.
All right. As you talk about what's currently going on and what have you, it becomes fairly quick that he is in pretty fast agreement with you, and he is here because he was invited and because he kind of feels obligated to show up and see what's what. He is a noble. He is a knight, in fact, of the Sarif family. However, he establishes during the conversation that he sees the kind of greed and corruption amongst Oris's elite and basically left his family behind. He's a pariah, but still technically invited to these sorts of events, and as I say, showed up kind of out of obligation. But he doesn't see eye to eye with his family. He does see the kind of corruption and as I say, the wealth divide here in Oris. And you get the feeling that he would probably align himself pretty nicely with your cause, and has a degree of pull behind him with it. So
in that case, I'll basically wrap up I'll keep the conversation going, so it's not like as soon as I find out or divine a little bit of information, I, jump on it immediately. But I'll make sure the conversation wraps up naturally, and then I'll just be like, like, hey, it was really great talking to you. I feel like, our goals are aligned, and maybe like you could come to the palace for a chat, like privately tomorrow or whenever.
He offers you his hand and agrees to swing by.
Nice, I shall shake it.
Alright. By this point, Agis, you just like dancing with Kypheri? What are you up to with Kypheri?
Yeah, so I'd still like to try and achieve what we did here by, talking to people, what have you, but at the same time, I just want to have a good time with Kypheri. So, dancing, maybe, trying the food and just having a good experience. Because I assume Kypheri hasn't done anything like this before.
Probably not, unless she's stolen from people like this before.
So.
Alrighty. Cool beans. You then, while you're dancing, roll me a perception check.
About to get fucking blindsided. I'm about to get fucking coat hanged.
Sorry, was you trying to be stealthy when you spot Agis, or?
Oh.
No.
Alright. As you are dancing with Kypheri, it's kind of like a somewhat slow dance. You're slowly like swaying back and forth, spinning, what have you. As you kind of like sway one way and turn around, you spot, pushing through the crowd, horns above every single head in the crowd, a tiefling heading towards you.
Lost music starts playing.
Yeah, do I have anything from the Doom soundtrack?
Gulp.
I think you do have a Dark Souls soundtrack I sent you. That should also go.
Yeah, there's a couple of Dark Souls ones in.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Elden Ring ones in there. I know that much.
If you're looking for one right now, you need something of the Boreal Forest. That's the one you need right now. Trust me.
Speaking of, Pete, did you look at the?
That's the name.
Did you look at the music I sent you?
I did, yes. Is that the right sort of vibes? Sorrows?
Yeah, sure.
Oh god.
Not until you actually start combat. Right. You push through the
Oh
crowd,
god.
and you get to Agis and Kypheri dancing. Agis, what sort of dance are you doing with Kypheri? Where are your hands is probably a relevant thing for Sorrows to know.
Hey man, I'm respectful.
So there's space for Jesus then?
There's a bit. Jesus ain't in this realm.
There's space for Dawn.
Yeah, there's a little bit of space for Dawn.
Alright. What do you do, Tommy?
I storm right up to them. People might be bouncing off me as I go. Who knows? I'm not paying attention. And then I'll get right to them both.
Ah, Sorrows.
Kypheria. I would like a word with Agis.
She stops dancing, lets go of Agis, and turns around to look at you.
And then I'm just
And
gonna
she is very
grab-
much oblivious to what the conversation is.
Oh no!
I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder and just drag him, and just somewhere quiet off to the side.
Okay.
I will.
Like, is there a balcony or something?
The gala is happening inside like the inner gardens of a like manor, so you could maybe try and get up to a balcony, but you have the sense that then you're like kind of like wandering around someone's house, and that's not where the gala is happening.
That's all. When you're dragging someone, just somewhere off to the side that's quiet. Then.
Yeah, you can just find like a little alcove or what have you.
Are we there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How
Alright.
rough are you being?
Oh, rough. Like I'm not even considering your weight. I'm just taking you there.
Oh,
Damn, Agis is being taken, but not in the way
Gods.
he wanted to.
God, sorry, what a god into you, man.
And then I'm gonna take my other hand. I'm gonna pop him up, make sure he stood up straight, dust him off. And I'm gonna stare
Yes.
directly at him.
Oh god.
And my fists are gonna clench. My eyes are gonna close for a second. I'm gonna take a deep, deep breath.
I'd like to make an insight.
Mm-hmm.
Am I in trouble?
Is he in trouble?
8 roll.
Yeah, again, I'll let you decide how much information you give. You can lie to him.
You're just gonna have to see, man.
Alright.
Just
Okay.
gonna have to see. So I take a big fucking breath, lift my head back while I do it, and then I stare down onto you. And he says, "You are the best among us here. A few years from now, I would say you should be on the throne instead of Celeste.
That's some
And if
treasonous talk.
Kytheria, shut up. And if
Oh.
Kytheria is to make it through this, settle down, and have a peaceful life like she deserves, I can see it working well with you. I respect you, and I know you respect her." I'm gonna turn and walk away, and then turn back briefly and say, "But if you hurt her, I will turn you into paste to which we can feed these rich people." And then just carry on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dawn. Whew.
Jesus, Dawn!
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check just to see, like, you know. Obviously, Calum can decide how intimidated he is, but
Hey man, I know how big he gets. I'm intimidated as fuck. I've seen what this man's done. He killed an armed man.
the 15 is also pretty decent, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be hyperventilating after that one.
Unfortunately,
It's
I
gonna
rolled for a
take-
couple of different people to see if they saw what was going on and would come maybe try and rescue you, and they did not roll well, so.
That's fine. Yeah, it'll take me a few minutes to compose myself.
Kytheria just stood there comforting you as you're heavy breathing for a couple
Uh,
minutes.
No, Kytheria.
I wish paper bag exists because I'd be blown into one right now.
I mean, you have a bag of holding. Let's just quickly roll to see whether the bagman comes and attacks you while you're hyperventilating into his hole.
Yeah, if you like held the bag shut to your lips and blew into it, and you just kept blowing, and just kept it shut, what would
You
happen
would
if then you
die
opened
because it's an extraplanar existence and there's no air there, so you'd be blowing out and then breathing in nothing.
it? Ah.
So you would just immediately pass out.
No, you can breathe in there for 1 minute.
That's holding your breath, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, either way, I won't be seen around the party for at least 5-10 minutes.
If that is how it works, do you reckon we could use a bag of holding as like a chloroform rag?
Jesus.
Just wrap it around someone's mouth, and as soon as they take a breath, they instantly pass out.
Don't let him cook, mate. Don't let him cook.
Anyways, do you try and find Kypheria Agis, or?
It's going to take me a while. I'm going to compose myself, and then I'll probably grab a drink. Which is something I don't normally do.
I have not rolled higher than a 10 for anyone to check up on Agis, so.
It's about right.
Alrighty. Anyone else want to do anything else at the gala? Because I feel like that's somewhat derailed the plans.
Lift is gonna get back and be like, so what did everyone else get up to? Anyone get anything important done?
I just imagine nobody was actually paying attention to Moke, and he comes back. Yeah. A changed man. Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, Moke initiates a little orgy.
Yes. Turns into a spider.
Gets
Funky
milked.
shit.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
Stop it. Stop it.
Actually, you know what? While I was gone, even while being completely drunk or whatever, like completely shit-faced, he was actually trying to get shit done. It would be the funniest shit if he actually got the most shit done. So,
Alright, fuck it. Who do you want to try and talk to, Moke?
I would probably, while already being quite, well, you know, happy, I guess, I would just walk around, small talk with anyone, and anyone who bites, I guess, I'll get into a deeper conversation with. It's like speed dating in a way. It's just one person, alright, boring, go to the next one, and just get people crossed off the list, I guess.
Okie doke. Just roll me a persuasion check then, I guess.
Sure. I'll roll
You-
inspiration on that.
Alright.
It'd be so funny if I actually got something good out of this. Fuck, I was almost a 16.
You do real bad at talking to people. Most people find you off-putting. A lot of the time you walk up to people to start a conversation and they entertain it for maybe 30 seconds and then slowly drift away from you.
Hey. Can't say I didn't try.
Proud of you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, so I stumbled back to the group, having done absolutely nothing except for getting shit-faced.
I just rolled 2 2s on advantage there. Nice.
Hey.
And then another 2. I rolled 3 2s in a row just then. My dice stats are going to be
Oh, man.
amazing.
Sick.
Alright, Agis, do you manage to try and find Kypheria again?
Yeah.
Okey-doke. You find her nursing a glass of wine on her own, looking a little bit, I guess, lost without anyone to talk to?
I don't know what to say in this scenario, so I'm just gonna walk up and then sit next to her.
How'd that go? She says.
About as well as you expect.
Well, I'm assuming he gave you an update on what's going on.
Oh. That's like just a disappointing realization of she didn't understand. It was a conversation about us.
Ah.
Yeah.
And when you say about as well as I could expect, you mean...
No broken bones. Shoulders are a bit stiff.
Did he try and intimidate you?
I don't think he can't be intimidating.
Okay, but the intention-wise.
He seems okay.
I'll be right back.
You know, usual speech of he'll kill me if anything happens to you, but
I see. She stands up and starts walking off.
uh-oh.
Hey, Soros, what are you doing once you've done bullying Agis?
Oh. Oh no.
I'm gonna be sat at a corner with a drink or something, just kind of my head in my palm, looking depressed.
Okay. At some point during that, when you go to drink from that drink, suddenly it gets slapped out of your hand. And goes scattering across the ground. And you notice Kypheria is now stood in front of you. Her arms crossed, she looks angry.
Ethereal.
I know you think you're trying to, what, protect me or something? But I'm my own woman, and I can make my own choices.
You do not need my protection, Kytheria. I never thought as much. If anything, you would be protecting him.
Right. So...
Did he tell you of our conversation?
yes.
The ins and outs.
He said that you didn't necessarily disapprove, but that you also threatened him.
I said that if he hurt you, I would turn him into pate. But that was not the point of the conversation. But that's for me and him. Sooner or later, I'm gonna look at the palm with the mark on it, and that's probably sooner. No one will remember my name. I won't even be a footnote in the things that all of you accomplish. But if you all stay together, then I'll look down on wherever I'm looking down on you from. then I'll be proud. It will all make great difference. Now, go and enjoy the party. I doubt we'll get invited to one of these again.
Yeah. She clearly has stuff that she wants to say, but she just kind of like swallows it and then walks off. Still angry, but like your, I guess, humility there has somewhat diffused her anger, so.
Yeah.
You see the same waiter that you grabbed the drinks from before very, very, very nervously crouch down and pick up the chalice that got knocked out of your hand, and then look at you, put it on the tray, and walk off in a hurry. Alright, anyone doing anything else?
Start doing what we came here for now that that's over.
I mean, Luft's done what... Luft is the one who successfully done the mission.
Yeah, that's fine.
Listen,
Does
I
anyone-
tried.
Does anyone get any inspiration points?
I got sidetracked.
You can... Agis and Thoros can both have inspiration points for good RP.
Good, because I used my only one trying to track him down.
Alright. Eventually the party dies down. And unless anyone has anything else they want to do, we can move on to the next day.
I mean, I'd at least like to talk to the banker,
Okay, you can track the banker down.
because he's the one that organized the whole thing.
Mhm.
And then if he's got anyone that he might suggest that we talk to.
Okay. You can track the banker down. Do you do this while Kypheria is stormed off to find Sorrows, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello there. Glad you're friends of... He looks around, narrows his eyes. Well, you're friends, I see. The occupiers of the palace, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Pleasure
All
to
walks
meet
of
you.
life.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Gardane Hammerstone.
Nice to meet you, Gardane.
How are you enjoying our little gala?
Certainly well put together for the short time you had.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
It's nothing I can't handle.
So, our city's being invaded.
Depends on everyone's outlook of it. Invasion or
Liberation,
I
suppose.
liberation.
Question is it you who's doing the liberation, or is it our king?
Well, that is what we're trying to show you. I'll let off. I'll not a hint, but I'll feed off some information a bit more because I did say when we were at the peace talks and how it didn't go exactly to plan. It was a very sobering talk we had with your king, or with the king, about how he found the town and the state it was in. He didn't seem all that interested.
No, I suppose he wouldn't be, as long as coin keeps flowing from taxation.
Quite. He also seemed mighty. Use the word cocky. He had the help of the Azamor. It's the Dragonriders, right?
Yeah, Dragonriders or Inquisitors, the term is interchangeable.
Yeah. The Azamori Inquisitors. That was until they decided to forego their allegiances.
And so what exactly is your group's plan? To stay here and claim the city for yourself?
I'll be honest with you. That's not for me to expressly say. Is Celeste nearby?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, you can spot him.
I feel like if we were to talk further, we might have to introduce you to the I guess leader. That's the right term to use, right?
Are you saying that in character?
I'm just trying to figure in my head because.
Yeah, I guess he's the leader. Always the decision maker, but I guess he's your future king, I guess.
Yeah.
If you believe that.
Allow me to introduce you to someone. Allow me to introduce you to the instigator of our occupation.
Very well. He removes himself from the other people that were nearby and says something along the lines of "This should be interesting," and then joins you as you walk over to Celeste, who is there with Dai and Gion.
Celeste, I'd like you to meet. Insert name here.
I think I said Gardane, didn't I?
Yes, something like that. This is the gentleman that put together the Gala.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Celeste offering out his hand. Pleasure is all mine, says Gardane, taking the hand. So, fancy shindig you put on, says Celeste with a smile. And then Dai kind of clears his throat. And Celeste goes, I mean, it's a beautiful gala. Thank you. It's an easy way to get all of the most rich and powerful in the city in one place is to throw a party. Should we go speak somewhere privately? Celeste just nods his head, and he will bring all of you inside to a parlor or something where you can all sit down, but you're not in the gala anymore, basically.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So, you've come and you've occupied this city. Our dear king wants it back. Agis here was saying that the king seems indifferent to the struggles of this city. And indeed, war is, while good for business, he says with a smile, bad for the citizens. Why stay? Is what I wonder. You could just leave, right? Celeste looks uneasy, but kind of leans forward on his knees. Yeah, we could run. We've been on the run for a while now. Ever since us, and he gestures at you, Agis. Many of our group were slaves of Arzamor. Others joined our cause. I didn't plan to lead a revolution, but apparently I'm destined to, one way or another, he says, kind of like giving Dai a slight side-eye. And Arzamor does have there's a saying. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Arzamor was very close to having absolute power. When we went to have a parley with your king, Arzamor essentially said they weren't gonna give aid to Viress in hopes that either we'd be defeated and the problem would go away, or that Viress would be so weakened that they could then take it for themselves. We've seen them tighten their grip around the Elvish kingdoms and the Dwarven kingdoms. They want to expand their empire, and they don't care how they do it. So I don't know whether I'm destined to lead some sort of revolution, but I know I would rather die fighting than die giving them what they want. He looks to you to see if you want to add anything, Agis. You can say no.
I mean, I would like to say one thing being yeah, sounds like naivety from me, but I'm hoping we can still persuade the king to stand down, seeing as he was there when the Arzamori, or when the Inquisition basically turned on him. So, hoping, enemy of my enemy.
They're strong because separated we're all weak, says Celeste, nodding. They want us to fight each other, that's better for them. Or they want me and my group to be on the run. We've made allies, but no one who's willing to stand with us until others are willing to stand with us. Now, if we leave, then Oris just returns to what it was, maybe even worse than it was before. But if we stay, if we make our stand here, and if we manage to sway your king, whether that's through negotiation or outlasting him in a battle until he sees that we're a better ally than an enemy. That will be the first real stand that we'll be able to make against Osmond. So yeah, we could keep running. Osmond could keep gaining power. And Oris would be worse for it. Or we could stand and try and make this a better place. And I don't know if that's the right decision or not. But I know that if we keep running, we're never going to make any progress. Alright, I guess he'll roll a persuasion check with advantage because Agis has assisted him.
Goes.
Hoo boy.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty good at persuasion, to be fair. Might
Yeah, just a
slightly be
bit.
what he's statted for.
Yeah, just a bit.
Courageous fucker.
Gardane just nods and then goes. Then, if they're gonna lay siege to Oris, you're going to need the city guard on your side. Without an army, you can't protect this city. And now that it's a public knowledge that the governor is no longer in charge of the city, well, they're not getting paid anymore, he says with a wry smile. I could buy the city guard for you. And what would you need in return? Says Dai. Well, I understand what you're saying. I think you could be the people to do it. But I'd be a bad businessman if I didn't bet on the winning horse. So full disclosure, if I buy the city guard, and I'm the one that's paying them, then if I no longer think you're the winning horse, blackmail, says Dai. Incentive, says Celeste.
Out of curiosity, what would be the ballpark sum to buy the city guard?
It's a good question. For a few months to last an invasion. For the entirety of the city guard, you'd probably be looking at 200,000.
Ooh, 200,000. That's a lot.
Yeah, guys, you guys reckon we can rack that money up?
I would have you put me in place of your head of commerce, he says, looking over at Dai. That way, if you win, I get to decide what trade deals we sign, taxation rates for incoming goods. And yes, I will make a profit from it. I'm also one of, if not Oris's best banker. And I was able to organize this within 3 days. I'm not exactly
It's true.
a poor candidate for the job. It comes down to a matter of trust. You don't know if you can trust me, and I don't know if I can trust you, but what I can see is that this relationship could be mutually beneficial.
I'll look at Celeste, because he knows my background. So if he trusts that I can speak on his behalf, I'll speak.
He catches you, like, looking at him, like, your eyes lock for a moment, and he just gives you just, like, the slightest nod of, like, yeah, you go ahead.
Seeing as, I mean, I haven't really given myself a title, but I'm going to say it just to sound cool. But seeing as I am the financial advisor for this band of troublemakers, I'll look over at the, well, not look over, but hint to all the sort of rogues gallery that we have.
Yeah, outsiders probably when Kaifir
Yeah.
is at this point confronting
Yeah.
Sorrows and clattering a goblet across the courtyard.
I expect we'll be working together very closely.
Very well. He leans forward and offers you his hand.
I'll go to shake.
And then he offers the same to Celeste. Celeste will shake his hand. He offers the same to Dai, who hesitates and then shakes his hand. And then he offers the same to Gion, and Gion just goes... She shakes his hand and she goes, I'm just kind of here as the punching machine. Understood.
The punching machine.
Yeah, she's basically going,
I'm
like,
just here to crack skulls.
I'm not here for the political stuff. I'm just here because I'm here. And I punch things. That's what I do. Well, the city guard will have gone without pay at this point for several weeks. Some of them will have worked out why, some of them won't. I'll meet with the various captains first thing tomorrow. Give them a splurge of commerce. Not commerce, that's the wrong word. Splurge of coin. It is possible some of them will refuse, that they will swear their loyalty to the king. My recommendation is that if that is the case, that we find someone beneath them who will willingly take their role and we let them walk out of the city, free men or women.
Yeah, well, I have no objection to that.
Excellent. Then by sunset tomorrow, you will have the city watch on your side.
Wait. Milk says, stumbling and drunkly.
He stands up and goes, well, pleasure doing business with you. I assume if I choose to swing by the palace, I'm not going to be incinerated by your pet dragon.
As long as you make sure we introduce you first.
Very well. I do hope you enjoy the rest of the gala, but for appearance's sake, until we have made any public announcements, I should return and be visible. So.
Indeed.
Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Enjoy the wine. There is plenty more where it came from. He pauses as he's about to exit the parlor and goes, although to be fair, I imagine you have more than me at this point, so... And then he steps out. He's a mercenary, says Dai. Mercenaries can be useful, says Celeste. And they're predictable. Dai just kind of like solemnly nods his head and like well, fair enough.
I'll do my best to make sure he doesn't fleece us of everything.
He didn't have us take out a loan, I suppose. It was just to keep him happy. So.
It's a shame the price wasn't a bit less. I could have at least put down some collateral.
Good work, everybody,
But
says Dai, smiling.
as negotiations go, that wasn't bad.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this thing, says Celeste. It's all about their egos.
All in good time.
Alright. Anyone want to do anything else at the gala?
I got shit face. He probably wants to leave at this point.
Soros is listening to 3 Days Grace right now on his iPod. His iPod now.
Yeah, I'm that super fucking annoying friend that's like super shit faced and you don't actually want to be around them, but he's the only one around right now, so it's kind of forced to hang out with him. Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Alright. You'll leave the gala then. And with 10 minutes before we'd normally end, I would say that's probably a good place to leave it. Unless anyone wants
How pissed
anything
is
like
Gion after
alcohol
Soros' out? No, as in like after Soros' outburst.
she's oblivious to it, so
She'll find out. She's got that weird
Yep.
Bullshit.
cool.
Did you still want to do the next morning, or do we save that for?
I'm gonna do one more thing when you get back that evening, and then we'll finish up. All right.
Yep.
Alrighty. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Cool. Hey, Soros.
Yo.
Roll me a perception check when you get back to your room.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Agis.
Yep.
Roll me a perception check when you get back to your room.
Oh. God damn it.
All right. You both find, slipped underneath the pillow of your bed, a note each.
Uh-oh. This isn't good. Motherfucker.
Unfortunately, Alex doesn't get one because he can't have one. There's no way for it to make sense. Does anyone want to say what they got, and we'll leave that as a cliffhanger to deal with next session?
Yeah, alright.
What did you get?
I got a note.
From?
Zila.
Oh.
And what did you get, Agis?
Dum, dum, dum,
Also got a note.
Yep.
Also from Zila?
Not
Yeah.
from Zila?
Well, I'm hoping so. It says Z.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be from Zebeth, to be fair.
I was gonna say,
actually.
it could be from Zebeth just being like, "Yo, bitch, you fucking look awful," because that's what it says.
Alright.
The note basically says I look like shit.
Yeah.
You can all have 1,000 XP for making some pretty big strides towards, you know, the protection, especially the delay that you've caused. This buys you a lot more time to prep for stuff, so have a think about more stuff. So next session will be some more prep. We don't necessarily have to roleplay through each day, but if you do want to do specific things each day, that's fine. But obviously your downtime activities are already kind of like scheduled in. So there are certain events that are going to happen on certain days, but like for instance, tomorrow at the end of the day, Soros will have finished his downtime activity, at which point Soros is going to pick a new downtime activity. Luft and Moog both have theirs going, and so does Agis. So obviously, yeah, again, those will kind of like culminate. So if we want to, we can just kind of go like, you're working on your downtime activity, and then unless something else happens, that's just what you're doing for those days. So yeah, we don't have to do each individual day, is I guess what I'm saying.
I probably will just say now that we've had the gala and we've like, you know, made a couple more connections, I'll probably shift trajectory a tiny little bit with what I'm doing for the rest of the week, and I'll probably focus on like fostering those connections and relationships.
Okay, so we can just say that when we say volunteering in the community, specifically volunteering with those sorts of people then. So
yeah.
same downtime activity, just like a little bit more focused.
Fortunately for me, I shouldn't have to use downtime to converse with the banker, because it's going to be more me and him just sort of conversing, right?
Yeah.
Unless
Cool.
he has stuff for me that he wants me to do.
Not at the moment, at least.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, if you haven't already, give yourself that 1,000 XP, and then we'll end it there.
Good sesh.
Very cool, Kanye.
Good session, indeed.
Swag.
Swag.
Alright. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you had a wonderful time. My dice stats are going to be completely fucked because I rolled at least 3 2s in a row.
Because nobody wanted to come save me.
Yep. No, they did not. You just had to deal with
to
that
be
yourself.
fair, I wouldn't either if I saw fucking Sorrows soaring towards someone. I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm right.
Did you?
I tried my best. Once he was angry,
Yeah.
Did you?
Also,
Luft was busy.
Did you like
meaning
Kypheria
to
doing the
ask,
equivalent
Pete.
of telling the person at McDonald's that you ordered your
Yeah.
burger with no pickles?
Yeah, I was trying to look for a meme like that. I was like, man, I need to put this in there because that's what it feels like right now. Pete, just quickly, I've noticed apparently I have an immunity to healing. What's that about?
Damn, bro.
Apparently,
Never
I just-
get any health back ever.
Yeah, apparently so. It's kind of worrying me.
Is that from Chill Touch, I'm guessing?
I hope not.
Like, have you been Chill Touched is what I'm wondering.
I don't think so.
Not recently, but it might still be on your character sheet. Yeah, you've been Chill Touched at some point. It just hasn't, hasn't been taken off.
Whew. That fucking worried me for a second. I was like, what bullshit is this?
Me removing it has removed the immunity, so yeah, you're fine.
Okay, thank God. I get very worried.
Alrighty. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you all had a wonderful time. We good currently for next week?
Yep.
Believe so.
I'm good, sirs.
Cool. Also, just as a quick side note, and Samo's already kind of tried to come up with an idea, although I think I disappointed him by saying that we had to go by the mechanics of D&D.
No, not at all. I just wanted to clarify things.
Okay.
I was completely fine with it.
But if you have specific like scenes or scenarios you think could be cool, because basically the final session of the campaign will be the siege. The idea is we're going to do the siege and not necessarily conclude who wins the war or whatever, unless you manage to like completely talk the king down, like obviously it's D&D, like you could theoretically talk the king down without there being a siege. But assuming that you don't manage to do that before a siege begins, we will do
Or we could just bomb him in his sleep.
or that. But assuming that the siege does go ahead, we'll do at least one session of a siege, maybe multiple if there are multiple things that need to be done. My idea of how to do a siege, having never done one in D&D, and this is kind of what I want to go for with any like big army battles in general, because that is kind of like an element of what Dragonriders will include going forward, is to try and go for like the Helm's Deep vibe, which is that there are multiple mini things that are going on rather than what we did in Songs of Forsaken, where there's, and I didn't mind Songs of Forsaken's big battle, but that big battle we did was just kind of a slog because of D&D combat being slow. The aim was to make it feel like something like Battle of the Bastards, but just being in the mostly an open field, just waging through hordes of enemies, I think is like, it's fine, but it's more interesting to do like Helm's Deep vibes, where it's like, hey, we gotta like stop the people who are trying to battering ram the gate. Hey, we gotta stop the guy with the bomb, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, if there's anything specific that you think would be a cool like encounter to do during the siege, or like something you want to protect, or some way that you want to counterattack, whatever, have a think about it. I do have some ideas already, but just like if there's something where you'd be like, I think it'd be really cool if we got to do this, shoot me a text or a message or whatever.
Can I use a shield to surf down some stairs while
No.
shooting people with my bow
You
and
don't
arrow?
want to do that.
You can.
We've done that in
but
Sundered. You don't want to do that.
Say, do you remember how that went in Sundered?
Yes.
Cool.
Turns out not as cool as in the movies.
I think it was cooler, frankly, but